we confuse celebrities with champions, Robert Harvey has rarely stopped to pose for the cameras. This modest legend has been too busy rewriting history.
My game's always been based around, the strength has always been based around my ability to work hard, and as I've got older, I've had to sacrifice a lot, outside footy to maintain that level.
He's done everything in this corner, and he's done a bit more now.
Tonight, under the Friday night lights, Robert Harvey becomes the most prolific player in St Kilda's history.
And he's just been incredibly consistent the whole way through his career, so any box that you want to put linked to being a champion, he's got them all ticked.
A record 324 games across 19 seasons, 4 best and fairests, 2 Brownlow medals, and the universal respect that comes with being one of the eternal champions of the game.
Certainly since I've been here, you talk about Danny Frawley and Stuart Lowe and Nicky Winmar, those guys. He's right up there with the best of them.
Tonight, we celebrate another Robert Harvey milestone as he continues his dream to toast St Kilda's long-awaited premiership success.
That's all I'm obviously playing for at the moment, is to get that premiership, and the most likely case would be if we won it, I'd give it away.
From the Telstra Dome, it's the Saints and the Cats on Nine's Friday Night Football.
So much at stake tonight on Friday Night Football for both Geelong and St Kilda, but before we get into that, it is entirely appropriate that we acknowledge the achievements of one of the greatest players of the modern era. That man there, Robert Harvey, plays his 324th game tonight in his 19th season of football. It is mind-boggling, Dermot Brereton, but there have been few more modest and humble champions than this man, and it could not happen to a nicer bloke.
He is very humble, Gary. He hasn't even taken the airline identification tickets off his bag from last week, but one of the absolute champions of our game. And over and above that, an absolute gentleman, a champion of a bloke coming from a club, well, let's be honest, they've thrown up their odd and obscure character along the way, the Times, the Saints, and he is an absolute gentleman, Rob Harvey. Congratulations tonight.
He is indeed, and we'll have a look at his achievements. They are just staggering too, what he's been able to do over that 19-year period. He's a superstar, but all he'd want tonight, I think, out of this game is a win, and there's so much at stake, as I said, for the Geelong Footy Club. They have lost their last 4 games. They started beautifully, won the first 2 premiership favourites early in the season. They now languish in 11th position on the AFL ladder. And the Saints, mind you, they have just got a 50% win-loss record as well. So just huge ramifications.
The Saints have got a platform and they're coming off a win. They're 3-3, whereas Geelong are 2-4. 4 losses in a row is not a good start. Harley comes back into the team. I don't think he can run with Revolt all day. Their midfield is excellent, Geelong, but as I have called before, it doesn't have great pace. Henry Playfair, he'll be better up for the first up run. He'll need a bit of miles in his legs, even though he's a big fella. He needs a bit of run. Ottens is a good contester down in the forward line. Kent Kingsley just needs to kick a goal a quarter for Geelong. It's not a big ask, but it's something not many league footballers can do.
They'll need the interchange bench. Hunt starts there with Tenace Riccardi and Gardner. Now, Stephen King, first game since round 3. Tom Harley, first game for the year. Stephen Johnson back into the side after 2 weeks in the VFL. He kicked 5 goals in both those games. Bomber Thompson wanted him to recapture a little bit of form. They don't like playing on Friday nights, the Cats. They've lost their last 5 games on Friday night football by an average of 18 points. A lot of things working against them. Mark Thompson, I heard him through the week. He thought there was a bit of spark back into the side at training through the week, so who knows, Dermot? It'll play itself out tonight.
And so they're coming up against St Kilda, obviously, who like Friday night football, won their last 8 in actual fact, but they take this the right way. They match up all right against St Kilda. Teams that hold Fraser Gehrig to 2 goals or less invariably do very, very well. Now, Geelong arguably have the best fullback of the last 2 years in Scarlett, and Stevie Baker will match up on Ablett.
Ron Evans, the Commissioner of the AFL, shaking the hands of that man, Robert Harvey. Have a look at the honour roll. He was the youngest player in the competition when he debuted back in 1988, 16 years, almost 17, but 16 and 351. Now, when he debuted, these boys, Baldell, Santo, Goddard, Graham and Maguire, were all under 4 years of age. Teammates today. That is staggering and a testament to his longevity. He's currently the oldest player in the league. In fact, he's the only player from the old VFL days still running around. 34 years of age, 264 days. When you have a look at his achievements, this is what really separates him. Dual Brownlow medalist, 4-time best and fairest winner, 8-time All-Australian, Triple EJ Whitten medalist. That's when state footy was the highest footy in the land term. And, of course, captained this club for a couple of years. He's done it all except win that elusive premiership medallion.
He's done it all, Gaz, and he's even that old. He's played against you and me together.
Don't worry.
And also, we also acknowledge Stewie Lowe and Nathan Burke from Mount Eliza and the Pines, and of course Berkey from Seaford. Almost 1,000 games out of the Frankston League to the St Kilda Footy Club. St Kilda's back half of the ground. 5 of those players have been in there for the whole season so far, so they're very settled. Goddard starting to find the form we expect of him. Ball's a young star. We know that. Revolt, well, he's just ever so slightly tapered off over the last few weeks. If he does get Harley, he'll run him into the ground. Gehrig is looking for another big return this week. And good to see Ackland gets another crack. I like to see St Kilda with a second ruckman. Dal Santo, the #1 user of the footy by short kicking in the league over the last month.
Thompson, Murray, Fiora and McQualter are the players on the interchange bench. Both teams desperate for victory, of course, but it's about Robert Harvey at the moment. It will be right up until we bounce the ball, and they say behind every great man there's a great woman, and Danielle Harvey is certainly that. She's down on the boundary with Tony Jones.
Oh, and a terrific moment down here, that's for sure. Danielle, well, as Gary said, behind every great man there's a great woman, and you must be chalking up about 200 tonight, are you?
Oh, no, he does all the work, not me.
And he's very, very modest, but has he been excited, you know, at home through the week?
Yes, and he's so appreciative of all the well wishes that he's had from all players and supporters. He's just really honoured to have this record.
All right, you're about to handball the kids over, I think. Connor, just before Dad comes out, how many games has he played, mate?
324.
And you reckon he's a pretty good footballer?
Yeah.
Okay, you going to run through this banner?
Yes.
All right, what about you, Remy? You think Dad's pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, here he is. Good luck, Rob.
Yes, and big crowd in to just sit back and witness this historic event. The #1 games record holder for the St Kilda Footy Club, and you consider all the champion players that have gone before him. It's a proud football club, and I'm sure that his teammates would love to acknowledge this day, or night rather, with a victory over the Cats. And he'll just go and do what he does do, and that is find plenty of the footy.
He came into league footy in '88, and by the early '90s, he was always also the prototype within 2 or 3 years for what the modern running midfielder had become. Strong through the hips, breaks tackles and runs through the lines and gets it 30 times.
He does indeed. He saw his children there, Connor, Remy and Alyssa. Big family occasion, big occasion for all concerned, the St Kilda Footy Club, but let's not forget the Cats either. They've lost the last 4. They are desperate for a victory. As we go to the break, their 2 players have been a constant in the career of Robert Harvey. Let's share the thoughts of Danny Frawley and Stuart Lowe of an out-and-out champion.
I think he's just so humble. That's the thing that I've really admired about him. All through his career, he just hasn't changed. He's won 2 Brownlows, umpteen best and fairest, All-Australian, I don't know how many times, but the guy just hasn't changed.
He was one of the players that knew that the only time success became before work was in the dictionary, and he was just had an insatiable appetite to train.
You know, I see him right up there with the Burkes and the Locketts and the Bulldogs and these guys. So you know, he's right up the top, if not the #1.
A champion player and a champion fella, and a very humble person, because you've only got to look at his playing record to know he's in the absolute elite.
You know, I'm really fortunate to say that he'll be a mate of mine for life, and I'm no doubt, you know, 5, 10, 20 years down the track, we'll be still having a beer talking about the great times we had down at St Kilda.
It's just a pleasure that one player within one scene play, and there's probably not a player going around that's had Robert Harvey's attributes.
Saturday night, a star-studded movie double. 7:30, Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster in Maverick.
I shouldn't be doing this.
10 o'clock, Stephen Seagal and Sharon Stone in Above the Law. Saturday on 9.
I better get a good Mother's Day present this year.
Surprise, Mum, with 25% off all women's lingerie, sleepwear and slippers.
My is my store.
Lewis, can bring my new Passat round for us, please?
The new Volkswagen Passat from 42,990, full of unexpected pleasures. Volkswagen, aus Liebe zum Automobil.
You've got the buying power at Olympic.
Because Olympic are Australia's mobile power specialists, they buy in bulk to supply their huge trade markets. And now, trade price is yours at Olympic Superstores. From the smallest of batteries to the biggest mobile power systems and accessories. Get the brand you want and make trade price yours at Olympic Superstores.
You've got the buying power at Olympic.
The X-Files, the collector's edition on DVD, with 4 thrilling episodes on every disc, plus a magazine that explores the real-life inspirations behind the series. The X-Files, the collector's edition on DVD.
Fancy a traveller? Oh, yeah. Well, over here, mate. There you go, mate. 4 and 20 traveller. Hey, Parker, we need to make up some time.
Come on. 4 and 20 traveller. Easy to eat on the go.
A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer goes hand in hand with the greatest sporting apparatus ever invented, the remote control. All the exercise a bloke needs without getting off the couch. From cricket, to golf, to aerobics, to fishing, to aerobics, to racing, and back to aerobics. Yep, I'd love to mow the lawns right now, but my hands are full. Remote control in one, big cold beer in the other. And the best cold beer is Vic, Victoria Bitter.
On new CSI Sunday, you'll want to know who.
Who's the cop killer?
And you want to know how.
It's Horatio's blood. I need you to tell me the truth.
CSI Sunday on 9.
Welcome back to the Telstra Dome. Friday night football, Geelong versus St Kilda. Right now, it's all about Robert Harvey and his record-breaking game, but very shortly the bounce of the ball will turn 44 players on a very level playing field, all desperate to secure a victory. It's a good evening for the first time to the two best callers in the business, Dennis Cometti and Dwayne Russell. Boys, it's going to be a beauty. The jumper there that you see, the St Kilda one, got the special silhouette of Rob Harvey, a one-off jumper for tonight's occasion.
And that's fantastic as well. A real sense of occasion. Interesting to note, Robert, just 13 finals. He may add to that this season.
Have a call, Steve. Away you go, Jamie.
Toss of the coin here. Luke Ball, Stephen King back in first game since round 3. And he's won the toss on kick to the right of screen. What's it been down like in Catland, Dwayne? A bit of pressure?
Well, the expectation has been on both of these teams for a while, Gary. These are the two teams who've looked most likely to make the grand final the last 2 years, but haven't. 3rd and 5th last year and 3rd and 4th the year before. It's time. It is time.
It is indeed. Let's head down to the boundary where we find Tony Jones once again.
Thanks very much, Gary. Well, I've got to correct you, I'm afraid. It's not all about Robert Harvey tonight, because also celebrating a major milestone is Bomber Thompson. Yes, this is his 145th game as senior coach, and that's drawn him equal second with Malcolm Blight. Still a long way behind Reg Hickey, though, with 304 games. And I think that tells you one thing, Gary, that the Geelong boards aren't very tolerant with coaches who don't deliver. 145 games, and he's the second longest.
Well, they've been under the radar a bit, the Cats, I guess, because of the focus on Robert Harvey. But, gee, their resolve will be tested, and I expect just the most fierce opening to this game. Let's head back down to the boundary. Dr. Peter Larkins keeps us up to speed with all the injury news. G'day, Doc.
Yeah, good evening, Gary. Look, just to reiterate, the Geelong players coming in that are a bit underdone. Tom Harley's only played half a match since really October last year. Stephen King after 3 weeks off. And Steve Johnson's still a bit limited with the ankle. And as you mentioned, Gary, the fitness might be really tested with these players. We see Johnson there, and obviously they're the ones we'll be watching out for, especially players coming back from the hamstring. No major problems with St Kilda.
Thanks, Doc. Interesting, Tony just making the point about Bomber Thompson. If you go back to his second season, they lost 5 in a row. That was 2001, almost in identical circumstances. They won their first 2 games of the season, lost their next 5. That will be the scenario if they lose tonight.
Derm, just quickly, wrote the Herald Sun today, you don't think the Cats can win the flag? Too slow is your major concern.
I just think that their quick players aren't really A-grade league players, and you need somebody to add a point of difference to your midfield. If you go out and you want to run with Geelong's midfield, you're basically running with the same player, so it doesn't create that many headaches. They are very good players, no doubt about that.
Riewoldt started loose across half-back, as he did last week, expecting to work his way into this game, push forward at the appropriate time. Right now, he's got Playfair as his opponent.
Umpires tonight, Chamberlain, Ryan and Goldsbink. Yes, Grant Thomas must have loved that column, Dermot. You're the cat whisperer. There's the bounce, and away we go. Friday night football. Neither ruckman touched the ball. Rook gives it away. Hayes gave it to Baker, who kicks down towards half-forward. Ball juggles the mark. Clark, or rather King, just watching him get up rather gingerly. Back in the middle. He's okay, though. And here's Ball. Concedes about 15 metres. Back to Del Santo.
King is already 50 metres down the line, directly in the path between the ball carrier now, Montagna.
Barely 15. Montagna decides to run. Del Santo, little chip out wide. Ball, he's at left half forward. Bartel comes up to the mark. That's James Bartel. Wants to be known as Jimmy.
Lake runs inside 50 and tries to pull King away.
Ball just setting it up towards the pocket. Offhand, Scarlett behind. A battle of strength. Hamill took his eye off the football. So too Egan. Gets a hand pass to Bartel under pressure. Feeds it back. King at close quarters to Egan. Bounces off Schwarz, charging in. Schwarz goes again. Creates some time for Geary. Gets a hand pass away. Hayes right on the 50. Steps around a teammate. Pulls it back towards the middle. How will it bounce? Taken by Goddard. Lost it then. Crashed to the turf. Corey, a hand pass. Ling is tackled. Well done by Hayes. Opportunity for Fisher. Emerging with the football is Ablett. Kicks for space. And now an opportunity for Milburn to clear the zone.
Hasn't got a lot to kick to. Has to hold onto the ball until someone presents. Another bounce. Wanted to go sideways with the handball. Now the long kick. Rook forced to fly and marks it in front of Harvey. He's tagging Harvey. Kick inside 50. Ottens, Hudson slaps it down. Del Santo working at both ends to Graham. And now Montagna. Didn't play the first game for the Saints. Didn't get a game this year. But he's played every game since. And he bounces his way down the outer wing. Sends a long ball, hoping for Ackland. Had the reach on Harley, who's underdone, Tom Harley. Just a half a game in the reserves last week, Tom Harley, and they brought him in.
Should have gone quick. Had one out. Fraser Gehrig and Scarlett.
Putting a lot of numbers back Geelong.
And Gary's got 3 to beat. Ball bounces past him, and it's a behind.
Now, just to explain, Riewoldt started centre-half-back with Playfair. Now, he'll push forward. Goddard is started to half-forward. Expect him to head back at some stage.
Bartel to Ling. Swings it out wide and right. Metres in the clear. Breaking hard towards right half-forward is Rook. He can take it and go. He does exactly that. Lines up, spears it in low, bounces it through for a goal. From one end to the other.
People absolutely love the DIY workshops. You can see the relaxation on their face when they know that they can do the project that they've got sitting at home.
2,000 watt fan heater, only $15.98. CSR pack of 16 Comfort Seal insulation bats, $46.11. Jumbuck bent pole patio heater, $169. Redline 49-piece screwdriver set, $23.97. Azaleas, just $2.98 each.
It's a big sigh of relief. Go, OK, I can do this now. Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
So the man tagging the record breaker, Robert Harvey, Jared Rook, gets the first goal. And his name was a tagger last year when he kept Judd to just 10 possessions. And he's in the middle again. That's a push in the back in Saints fans' eyes, you would think. Holding the ball in Cat fans' eyes, and they get it, surprisingly enough. Corey goes long with the kick. Ottens flies, free kick behind play. Holding him.
Against Maguire.
And it'll go to Kingsley.
Well, I think he lost his feet, the big goose, and as he went to ground, he was just scrapping and crawling.
Oh, yeah.
Once that jumper comes away from the body, it's almost fait accompli.
Kent Kingsley one of the few men who hasn't kicked a goal on Zach Dawson this year. He's kicked some bags, but Dawson kept him goalless, and he hits the post. He remains goalless so far tonight.
Flushed it.
Cats by 6. Hayes. Del Santo to the pocket. Revolt. 3 of their top shelf stars. And up and coming. Montagna, a couple of bounces around the outer side, running it up towards the wing, kicks beyond the wing towards half forward. Harvey missed it, loose at the back, Playfair. Harvey does well, a couple to beat, almost did it. Playfair robbed him of the football. Blake tries to slap it out, and again, eventually Montagna to Fisher under pressure. Smothered, goes straight up in the air. Crashing the pack was Hayes. Montagna taken down. King can't find the handle. The umpire calls for it.
Just to give you a feeling at home what it's like. Now, we've got the view on the bounce down here. There were 4 Geelong players standing by themselves, defensive side of this bounce down.
Blake into King illegally. And Stephen King, he was named last week, didn't play. Back into the team this week, goes wide to Kingsley. Along, away from home, Kent Kingsley. Didn't have a great game last week, Kent Kingsley. No goals against Melbourne in the wet. And he goes long. Ablett's down there. Had Baker by the jumper. The umpire saw it. And Baker will take the free at half-back for the Saints.
Big job for Stevie Baker tonight. Been in good form, Ablett, even though the team's been losing. And he had Brad Johnson last week, the little champ.
Across the ground to Fisher, to Revolt. On the defensive 50. Will it get there in time? Yes, it did. Now, overcommitted. Milburn chases back, but the kick comes from Maguire. Down towards the attacking 50. Another quick transference taken by Hamill. And he smacks it into the chest of Schwarz. Play on's the call. Schwarz, slow to react, snaps and misses. Well, everybody stopped.
Didn't go the journey, I think, was what the umpire said. Not the required distance.
Well, the man on the mark dutifully picked up the mark. And Schwarz was going back to line it up.
Be tough for them to go coast to coast again without St Kilda touching it from the kick in.
Milburn threading his way through. Clory under pressure, hoping the umpire could bail him out. Oh, Johnson went down as Hamill took him down. Opportunity for Goddard, feeds it back. Fisher shows a lot of it to Corey. Play on the call. A good early call from the official. Milburn, a high one back towards the wing. Ling almost pushed across the line with the football.
Now, they haven't gone from kicking down to goals too often, only twice, I think. But they did early in this game. No Josh Hunt, who's done a lot of the kicking in, starting on the interchange bench.
Might be a reaction to that little bit of skiting he did last week, Gary.
No doubt, Dwayne.
Graham kicks inside 50. Schwarz with 2 to beat. Can't beat them both, especially with Milburn coming over the top and thumping it across the boundary line. Good game last week. Darren Milburn, 20 possessions against the Demons. He's been in reasonable form.
Revolt starts to push forward now. So he is now started centre-half back. Play for his opponent, just now going into offensive 50.
Ling's 3 in front. Go out the back.
Ackland and King miss it. Hamill tries to take down another victim. Enright, Ling, Bartel. He's got straight down the middle. Kelly, if he can hit it, he can't. Cut off beautifully by Voss. On the rebound, Del Santo. 34 possessions last week. He's in good form. Spears it to Goddard.
He's corked himself, Aaron Hamill. It's the second time he's run past the ball to try and make contact, and he hasn't moved from the spot he made that contact.
Too far out to score, so he goes wider to Montagna.
Montagna, 60 metres out. Now he's Jimmy. That's better.
Has not moved.
Getting comfortable.
In trouble, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, you live by the sword. High ball inside the 50. Big pack at the drop. Boss, quick hands away to Hayes. Tugs it way too far. Cats in number. And a strong mark is taken by Johnson. Plays on immediately. Pops it out wide. Ablett running hard. Bounces up towards half-back. Settles across half-back. Goes to Ling. Ling not the quickest man. Uses ample time. He had plenty. Goes to Kelly. And Kelly hesitates. Shy of left half forward. Sets it up long. Down towards full forward. Goddard dropping back does well. Moments ago, he was contesting at the other end. And Hamill off the ground. That's a big story. Revolt in time. Right half back to the wing. Deserted. No Cats out there, but there was a Saint. Blake shuffles off. Comes back inside Del Santo. Kicks through centre half forward, moving towards the pocket. Schwarz.
He was handy last week. He gave a point of difference in the forward line. He is quite mobile. He was able to get on the lead and take a few grabs out around 40, 50 metres from goal.
This is the Aaron Hamill injury.
That's his go. He's got to put his head over it then.
Oh, I love his attack on the footy.
That's fantastic, but it was his turn to put his nose over it.
Yeah, I reckon it might have
been. And he ran
his
over the top of it to make contact, and he wasn't set up for the bump.
Schwarz, 5 goals for this season, kicking from 25 metres out and kicks beautifully. Saints lead.
Some people still sell computers and laptops that are plain old technology. But at A&R, you get more speed, more reliability, more value for your dollar. Like this beauty with plenty of oomph, CD and DVD burner, internet, windows and more for $8.99. As for laptops, yeah, we got them. What do you want? This Asus, fully decked out and great performance for an amazing $16.99 at A&R.
Starting to make a name for himself now, Troy Schwarz. Just to 7 games last year. Played 5 already this year. Saints in front. King reaches over. Chapman caught. Kick away. Ablett will be the man that hopes to get this bouncing ball. Baker in front of him, though. Beat him in the race for the ball. Kick wasn't so good. Bartel cuts it off in front of Thompson. Back to Ablett. If he can pick it up. Found the handle. A makeshift kick. Ball got a makeshift kick into the pack as well, and the umpire will have to sort it out. And there is Aaron Hamill.
I will not speculate on the injury again. The dock, I can feel the daggers coming in my way. He'll be all over at the right time,
wouldn't it? Had a horror first quarter last week, Aaron Hamill. Didn't touch the ball in the opening term last week. Finished with just 11 possessions for the game. Hasn't been in that good a form. Kelly, Ling, King. High in the air. Voss, his turn to stand under it. Ball knocked down. Del Santo. Fisher. Thought about Graham. A little further on to Murray. He left it behind. Chapman might make him pay. Kelly gets onto the end of the handball, and he's got it. Cats back in front.
These days, there's so much to worry about. Do you have enough? Is it better over there? What if? It can mean you're living scared. MLC believes to make the most of tomorrow, simply make the most of what you got today. MLC, Investments, Superannuation, Insurance.
Chapman, injured hand. Getting some treatment there. A bad mistake in defence.
Murray, injured pride, I would have thought.
Severe penalty for the bank. Early withdrawal. There's the bounce. Knocked down by Blake. Gardner lays it off. Enright's kick didn't go very far. Thompson, he's a warrior. Voss offers step. King gets across, takes the mark. Midway between the lines. Ling calls for it in the middle, but good running by Hayes. Closes that option down. Gardner, though, on the wing. Goes for distance. Kicks right to the attacking 50. Revolt appear to be held. He's going to get the free kick. Revolt left half back. Waiting for things to clear on the other side. In short. Voss has it now. Some earlier action. Fisher, opposite back pocket. Maguire's running hard. Can he move the ball that far? You bet he can. Maguire's got the mark on the wing.
Forced to hold it up. Interesting Revolt, who's kicked 14 goals so far this season, playing at centre half back for the Saints at the moment. And Maguire finally gets the hurry up. High bomb. Thompson flies for the Saints. Couldn't bring the mark down. Riccardi got his way through traffic. David Johnson. Hunt. Loads up with a high kick. Put Kingsley under the pump. Ball to the back of the pack. Graham. First onto it. Del Santo. Blake. All the way back to Revolt. Made him stretch with a half volley. Chips it wide. Fisher. Her team plays 8. Fisher holds it up on the wing.
Back the old days of full-on flooding at the moment, boys. The Cats, they're the slow play. They just push back into St Kilda's forward line.
McWalter, who started on the bench to Blake. who is the free man, takes on Milburn, runs to 60, long ball, Schwarz is down there, can't get a fly at it, was half held, and Corey content to take it out of play as we go down to Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, John, just wanted to update you. Steve Johnson came off just as bad as Hamill did in that accident. He's been in the rooms for the last 10 minutes. A very bad corked hip. Probably won't be any good tonight. Hamill with a corky. And Dennis, it was the elbow injury for Chapman, and he'll be right, just hit the nerve.
Over the top comes Murray, close to the boundary line. I've upset the doctor.
Don't, the demarcation point, please.
Sorry. Boundary thrown in the pocket. Short kicks, long kicks. Behind the pack, well worked by Ottens. Comes out from Corey to Gardner, back to Ling. Feeds it forward, Enright. Has one bounce. He's at the wing now. Kicks down towards half forward. Well worked. Chapman, so good last week. Runs to the 50. He's going for goal, and it just missed.
She deserved that. He thought that situation through very, very well. Most defenders, Dennis, are going to run directly between the ball and the goal square, so he peeled off wide to give himself a bit of width to receive.
Graham to Voss. His kick was smothered by Riccardi. Can't keep it alive, Peter Riccardi. And we'll get a ball in. He might look at Robert Harvey tonight, Peter Riccardi, and think, maybe I should play on next year. We'll probably have to. Rico, if he's to play 300, he'd need the Cats to make the finals this year to get there this year. Ball back into play. Ablett. Threw out a handball, missed the target. Lenny Hayes, high kick. Revolt's down there this time. Murray came, fumbled it. Look, Walter started on the bench, had a couple of touches since coming on. Hayes runs the half-forward flank, spears it, hoping for Gehrig. Bartel got in the way. Knocked down at Blake. Free kick, though. It'll go the Cats' way. Crowd not happy, but it'll go to Egan.
Egan off his step, in short. This is Johnson. Johnson pops it out wide. We saw Hamill just a moment ago. Ling, meantime, the defensive side of the wing. Coming up to meet at Ottens. It pitched in front of him and ricocheted across the line.
Revolt now gone forward, playing centre-half forward. Looks like Egan is the player that's going to pick him up.
Ottens in front. Blake tries to go round him, nothing doing. Ablett falling to the ground. Joel Corey dives over the football. A couple of players missed him, but not Hayes. Claimed him. The ball slid out the back, and the umpire is coming in to ball it up. Well, the ball finished up a long way, despite what that man is saying, both of them. But finished up a long way from Joel Corey, I think. It goes out the back somewhere.
That's what the game's come to. Everyone just stopped and looked at the umpire like a cricket appeal.
Baker. Close to the boundary line. Ablett kept it in. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Gains at least 50 right there. Close to the line. Trying to smack it across was Fisher. Chapman somehow gave it to Kelly. Now an opportunity for Gardner. Back to Kelly. He's getting busy at the moment. In trouble to Ottens. Creates some space. Long kick inside the forward 50. Playfair is outnumbered. Doesn't matter. Playfair is marked 40 metres out directly in front.
Very important to this team, Henry Playfair.
Very good mark this term. He's got two defenders. In fact, you'd have to say as good a mark as it was, equally as poor was the defensive effort. You had to get a fist on that footy somewhere.
I mean, went for the right-handed fist there, Maguire, when his body's turned around.
Fisher might have stumbled into him, did he?
The players are conscious of the arms, though, aren't they? They're thinking about it. Playfair right behind him. Comes in and misses way right.
That's the Henry we know. Well, last year, he told you he's cleaning. He cleaned up his kicking somewhat last year. The year before, though, he was a pretty ordinary exponent of it.
Grew up in Sydney. Dermot's got a lot of kicking coaches up there as a kid in the schools in Sydney.
So did Mark Hayes, didn't he?
Blake to Del Santo.
Dandy number.
He was too. Noble Park.
No one's coming at him, so he continues to bounce. Chips the kick. Harvey knocked away from him well by David Johnson. Murray. Thompson inside 50. Pokes it towards goal. Not enough oomph on it. Only a behind.
Wasting no time. Hunt to the outer side. Riccardi brings it down. So the bench involved now for Geelong. Riccardi, towards the middle. Otten's another half volley. He can run it up the ground. Johnson taken down, though. It was a great effort from Fisher. Corey gets the crumb, swings it out wide towards the wing. Fiora missed it. He'll be first back. Well, the cavalry arrives, but Baker, the cavalry, overran the football. Fiora has to go and help him. Hand passes towards the boundary. He did hand pass. Now it's dragged in there by Milburn. Play goes on. Graham got it from Del Santo. Voss steps around Gardner, gets a hand pass away. This is Fisher. Breaking on the outer side. Hutchton thought about it, didn't go to him. Is that 15? Play on's the call. Goddard swings it out wide. Blake meters in the clear, takes the mark on the wing and decides to stop. Just over 5 minutes till quarter time.
Well, dropping big Stephen King back with Fraser Garrick is working very well. Fraser doesn't like to wrestle against two or more.
Danger here. Graham was put under pressure. Kingsley the spoil. Still Graham. Deft deflection to Baker, and they're away to the open side. It worked out in the end. Hodgson. Spearing pass. Revolt. Got there. Did he hold it? Has it been paid to free or the mark?
It doesn't matter. Frontal interference.
It doesn't matter.
Frontal interference is the call.
Frontal interference.
Yeah. I tell you, it was a great lead. It was a great kick. I think it's Tenace, the player. Gee, did he make contact?
Did he get frontal interference? I'm not sure that's in the rule book, is it?
They connect here frontally.
No eyes on the footy would be the absolute strictest interpretation you could come up with from young Tenace, who did his very best. Now he's pushed to the goal square with Tom Harley as his opponent right now, Nick Revolt. I'm not sure that would be high on the Cats' list of matchups, with Tom Harley only having played half a game or in the VFL.
Had the yips early last week. Kicked into the man on the mark twice in the opening term and once out of bounds on the full. Did play well, 21 possessions, 11 marks and a goal, but we'll see how his kicking is here. Blood rule.
Yes, Fisher's had his eye open just in that clash of heads there with Joel Corey.
Murray really made the commitment to try and make amends for his earlier fumble. Nick Revolt, 14 goals so far this year. Started tonight at centre half back. Game number 98 for him. Plays 100th against the Roos in round 9. This Aaron Hamill, maybe he will come back on. Big kick this for his game and for the Saints, and he's missed a behind.
Just having a look at the Cats. Del Santo 10 possessions already in this first quarter, and James Kelly might be his direct opponent at the moment.
Egan got it from Milburn. This is Rook doing okay on Harvey. Harvey doing okay right there. Stifled it initially, but Tenace's kick didn't go very far. Opportunity now Montoya. He got it from Hayes. The Montagna rather. The ball comes out to Goddard. Long one down towards full forward, and the mark is held by Milburn.
He is quick though, Dennis.
He's not that quick.
Hands off to Scarlett. Chips the pass. King under pressure. The big and the small of it, and Del Santo wins the battle.
That many names in the computer, Dwayne.
I didn't know if you were working to something, Dennis.
No.
It's always...
It sounded half right. Boundary throw-in right on the 50.
Beautiful tag.
I just stopped for a pit stop there. Thank you for helping me out. The kick comes up towards the wing. Playfair leads back in the race. Assisting is Gardner. He sockers it forward and trickles towards the 50. Playfair. Ball's got him. Gardner lays it off. Kelly, 60 metres out. Spots a man going to the pocket. Chapman. And Chapman's taken the mark. Wastes no time. Comes back to the middle. And Johnson has taken the mark 25 metres out on a very slight angle. Seems to be okay.
Well, we just had a peek at Riccardi standing on the spine about 20 metres out. And Riccardi says, no, I just happen to be here. Points at the goal, said, kick the goal.
Steve Johnson. Misses to the right-hand side. The Cats now 1-5, hurting themselves.
He's kicked 10 goals the last 2 games in the reserves, Steve Johnson, so he has been slotting them.
The VFL, Wayne.
Sorry, Gary. Geelong do have a reserves team in the VFL. It's the Geelong Reserves.
Was he in the Geelong Reserve?
Yes.
Just checking that score. Geelong 2-4. Sorry, I put it to the wrong team.
Chip kick, Harvey, the champ. Game number 324. Breaking the record tonight Began in 1988, Robert Harvey. First game wearing the number 52 it was. Here's McWalter, started on the bench as we said. Hamill now on the bench. Ball chipped wide, danger. Thompson under pressure from Milburn. Kicks it back to full forward. No one home for the Cats. And Goddard takes the mark. Did that a few times last week as well. Drifting across half-back, took 11 of them. And Hudson takes a nice one here.
Looks towards the middle. Man on, Fiora coming up behind him. Bartel waiting. Fiora sensed it, able to stop in time. Schwarz inside the centre square. Now, where's Geary? Dropping back towards the pocket. Meantime, Schwarz goes to the opposite pocket. Revolt was up but didn't touch the football. Going back is Johnson, loops it over the shoulder. Advantage is going to be paid. No, it's coming back.
Gary, yeah, free kicks up the ground to Gary.
It's not coming back, as you can see. He's paid it upfield, but it's marginal at best, just 5 metres. Adlet's got it in the back pocket. Drives it high towards the wing. Almost the mark to Harvey. Crawls after it. Tries to get it out. Didn't. And now it's tied up out there, and the umpire no alternative.
Matty brought it back in.
Quite right. So bounce on the wing. King and Ackland. King props in front. Ackland favoured by the bounce. Down behind. McWalter spills across to Ablett at close quarters to Kelly, to Riccardi. Enright towards the middle and gets it there. Hunt has it. Feeds it back to Joel Corey. Best and fairest last season. Some hesitation. Not much happening. Now he kicks for space. Can Riccardi get to this football? Got hands to it. Couldn't hang on. In trouble. The big fellow Maguire. Del Santo. And now Fisher.
Hayes on the wing. They can set it up here, the Saints. Hayes with the handball back to Fisher. He can load up along the Revolt if he wants, and he wants. Revolt gets the fly. No mark to Milburn, off hands in, right. Bartel. So they've crumbed it nicely. Scarlett. Chip kick. Hunt. Maybe the Cats one last chance for a score. Hunt takes them on. Gardner moves the handball over the top. Milburn, he was under pressure and he did it well. Riccardi. Kelly. On his last chance, the coach said, perform tonight or he's out. And Kelly goes long under pressure. Good thump away, though, from Kingsley, and will get a ball in. 35 seconds from time, and the Cats lead by a goal.
She's been a wonderful player for Geelong, Darren Milburn. That was a great gather under pressure. Clean hands in the heat of it.
Clean possession taken by King. Kicks inside the 50 then. In from the side. Hutchton almost. Kingsley a half chance. Maguire gets it away. Down to 23 seconds. Harvey goes to the wing. Fiora takes it. And a hard lead. Just the defensive side of centre wing.
Milburn, the player dropping back, that is causing all of this indecision when they go forward.
Down to 12 seconds. Doubt there's time now for the Saints. Boss. Very wide, close to the boundary. Harvey, fickle bounce. Coming up, Gehrig, down to 2 seconds. Wait for the siren. Gehrig, will he get his first possession, or one of his rare possessions at least? Not that time. Quarter time. As Hamill tests that leg. And Geelong lead at 2-4-16 to 1-4-10. A battle of attrition so far. Both sides wanting to work themselves into this game and then try and push on and win it. The margin 6 points on Friday Night Football.
Hello again. The Flinders Medical Centre says it's introduced measures to avoid a repeat of the tragedy that saw a young woman discharged just hours before she died of meningococcal disease. Brant Webb and Todd Russell have paid a brief visit to the Beaconsfield mine that almost claimed their lives. 12 or 13 people on board a Russian helicopter have survived its crash during a training exercise. And the Crows will train in Adelaide tomorrow morning before flying to Telstra Dome for Sunday's clash with the Kangaroos. Live coverage on 9. 18 tomorrow and mostly fine.
On 9 Super Sunday, the power pull the plug on the Doggies at 1. Then live at 2:30, it's the Kangaroos versus Adelaide, followed by the thrilling conclusion to Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs. Sunday 5:30 on 9.
Love the game.
The Stihl catalogue is out now and packed with savings like chainsaws, trimmers and blowers to hedges, pressure cleaners and combos. Everything you need for the garden, home or professional is in our catalogue. Grab one today from your nearest specialist dealer. Don't miss Nick Scully's 4-day sofa sale this Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday with genuine savings off our already low prices and nothing to pay for 18 months interest-free. The 4-day sofa sale ends Sunday at Nick Scully Furniture.
Look, it's slim and sexy, just like me.
And me.
The Motorola V3X available on a $20 plan or above for $0 upfront over a 24-month contract.
Arthur's calling. Hi, Arthur. Hello.
Check it out. Your butt. SMS for your chance to win an iPod Nano Pack. There's one to win every day, and it's packed with cool stuff. So grab a Move now. Check the Move website for details.
Nivea for Men Active Firming Moisturiser with the skin's own creatine. It actively firms and moisturises your skin.
Not bad.
New Active Firming Moisturiser, only from Nivea for Men.
Meet Richie, Gus, and Clark. 3 losers about to get even.
We're practicing.
You want the field? We'll play for it.
Time to meet your makers.
Makers of what? Poop. From the makers of Big Daddy. Sorry. The Benchwarmers. In cinemas now.
I had a few problems at work. I guess that's why I ended up at the pokies. First up, I had a win. Then I lost. I lost our savings and the car. Couldn't even drive the family to the beach. God, I needed another decent win. Did I get it? I ended up owing $4 grand on the credit card.
I'm sorry, it doesn't seem to be going.
They cancelled it. Shelley couldn't even pay for the groceries. She went right off.
Calm down, Shelley. Why are you so aggressive?
You lied to me. You said you wouldn't do
I've
it.
never lied to you in my life.
Please, go back. I hate you. Get away.
Next day, I didn't even know where they were going. Making the call was a tough decision, but worth it. Trevor's helping me work things out, and Shelley, well, she's speaking to me again.
Think of what you're really gambling with. Call the Gambling Helpline on 1800 060 757.
This week on Postcards, a very special Mother's Day edition as we take you to some spectacular parts of SA, like Stubbs Waterhole, tucked away in the geological madness of the North Flinders. That's Postcards, Sunday evening on 9.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Radio Rentals, SA's biggest electrical retailer, Bunny's Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning, and Carlton Draft, the beer behind footy.
Quarter time here at the Telstra Dome, and it hasn't quite hit the heights, fair to say. It's the Cats leading the Saints by 6 points. Kelly and Rook a goal apiece. Schwarz, the only goal kicker for the Saints. Dermot Brereton, Geelong seem to have been able to strangle St Kilda.
Oh, well, they have, haven't they? Let's have a look at their forward 50. St Kilda went inside 50 on 15 occasions. They've only had one centre bounce clearance, so everything has come from the outside of the ground. Now, White's hitting the outside. Stephen King, Milburn and Ottens are standing basically in that light circle there, forcing all the footy wide. St Kilda have had 5 shots at goal for 1 goal. So just by King's presence, he's forcing them out very, very wide. Consequently, only 12% of the footy's going down the corridor, having a profound effect on the way that St Kilda are bringing it in. Let's have a look at Aaron Hamill now. Now, just look at this. There's a time you have to go the footy. Everyone knows he's tough and he has a go at it. He's got his eyes on the footy. Now, he looks over the top of it now because Stephen Johnson is set up for the bump. Aaron should have his head over it, going the footy. He draw the free kick, and that's a shot at goal. He wasn't set up for the bump, and that's why he hurt himself in... So almost self-inflicted, that.
Yes, I agree. There's Paul Roos, interested onlooker here. Donald McDonald and Chris Conley there as well, the coach of the Fremantle Footy Club, on the phone, just No, not on the phone, just having a spell with Mark Harvey too, I think, as well. Let's go down to Doc quick. What is the status of Aaron Hamill?
Well, very quick. I think it was self-inflicted. Look, I'm a bit worried about his posterior cruciate. If you look at the mechanism of that, they've strapped his knee. He's run around a quarter time and he's not moving. Watch his knee right into Stevie Johnson's right hip. Now, Johnson gets a very significant corked hip out of this, but just watch the knee and the lower shin go and get pushed back. If you look at the strapping on his knee in a minute when he's out on the ground, they're actually trying to control him from actually controlling the posterior cruciate. So, and Hamill was pretty upset with himself when he came off, Gary.
Good on you, Doc. Thanks for that. Second quarter about to get underway.
Friday night football. Cats by 6 points. So much to play for. Up goes King. Won it beautifully down to Ling. Ablett in trouble. Dragged down. The hand pass missed the target. Revolt sends it back to Voss. Very slick to Graham. Against the flow there, Fisher. Ling has it now. Ling kicks inside the forward 50. They compete about 15 metres out. Knocked down by Maguire. Taken by Johnson. And he bounces one through. There's a fitness test. He's okay.
Radio Rentals reckons you'd be mad to shop anywhere else. Let's check it out. Radio Rentals say they'll guarantee the lowest prices. Check. They'll beat any price. Can you rent the latest gear with no deposit? Check. Do they have the longest interest-free deals? Check. Do they have the best range of big brand electrical? Check. Radio Rentals is SA's biggest electrical retailer. You'd be mad to shop anywhere else.
As we said, back in the team this week, Steve Johnson, after being down in the reserves. Doesn't do a bad Dennis Committee impersonation at Sportsman's Nights either, Dennis. Oh. Ling gets the handball out, but to Revolt. Harvey, back to Revolt. Wobbles it towards half forward. Coming hard, Harley. Scarlett. Corey. And now Scarlett again, they're away. Chip kick, Kelly. Good, strong hands against Del Santo. Through the arm back. Ablett. King, slowly. They're messing around with it. Corey's handball smothered. Goddard. Now the Saints have their turn. Baker. Blake. King didn't have a look. And King takes it at half-back for the Cats.
Off to Ling. Goes across the ground. Bartel at centre half-back. Swings it wide, split the difference. Almost found the man between two Cats out there. Rook goes back after it. That man Harvey competes again. Down he goes. He was tripped. Hasn't seen much of the football, the record breaker so far tonight. And Rook takes it personally. Meantime, the short one comes to Del Santo. Across the ground he comes. Hayes, right centre wing now. Revolt breaks towards him. He goes in that direction. Oh, what a good mark. Against quality opposition. Got rid of Milburn and then able to go back and find it.
I just wonder whether they outsmart themselves a bit, the Saints. They played a surprise tactic, or played a surprise tactic of Revolt back last week against the Dogs. You can do that first up. Geelong were ready for this tonight, and I just wonder whether he's better served now just structuring up in this forward line. Be as dangerous as they can be.
Revolt just inside the 50. Difficult angle, makes it look easy. They needed that one. The Saints get their second.
Hey, if you switch to Amy, you're guaranteed to save at least $50 on your home and contents insurance.
Yeah.
Do you know whose face is on the $50 note?
No, I don't know.
Oh, is it Carolyn Chisholm?
No, I think she's on the 10.
Oh, is it the Queen?
I don't think so.
It's Amy.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, well, it should be. Amy is saving us at least $50. She should be on it.
Right.
I'm going to ring, switch my insurance. I'm going to suggest that.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Starting to look a little more dangerous now, Nick Revolt. It's more dangerous when he's accurate from the ball up.
Get it out.
Blake went up, got a hand to it. Take away to Baker. Harvey, Thompson doesn't know whether to go backwards or forwards. Baker, he doesn't know whether to go backwards or forwards. Graham chips it wide. Ball has started on a half-forward flank. And now Blake has worked his way to the flank after taking the ruck.
And King down the line again.
Chips back to Thompson, who may be just beyond his range. 50 from goal. Played his 200th last week. Chips it back again. Not 15, Montagna. He's a long launch of the ball, though, from 51. Sends it wide. Only a behind.
Now, Jamie Bartel rang past Stephen King, who was standing on the mark at 51, 52 metres, to be the loose man in defence as we wait on the kick-in. Surely Bartel should take the mark and say to King, you go stand in the goal line.
Short to my favourite player, Steve Johnson, who goes out wide, and the mark is taken by Hunt.
You've got the kick. Just go back and take it, and don't give me the chance to pay it for a kick, all right?
Don't laugh again either.
No, just get on.
That was only a smile. That wasn't a full-blown laugh.
Well, he shouldn't have been. He allowed Montagna to run around him earlier. He shouldn't have allowed that.
Here's Hunt. Drives it towards the wing. King. Mark to stand. That's okay. Saints fans don't like it.
That's the monster difference in size there.
Boss works his way in front. Well done. Intended for Corey. 16.5 minutes till half-time. Geelong by 5 points. Lackluster affair, you've got to say. Both sides not wanting to make the big mistake. Goddard to Blake at centre-half back. Runners alongside, ignores those, goes for the short kick instead. Maguire inside the centre square. Maguire wanting some movement. Big hole you can see in front of Gehrig. We try and go to Gehrig. Plays on, sets it high. He kicks to that hole, coming back with wonderful courage. Egan.
Great effort.
Bartel swings it wide. Wing knocks it down to his own advantage. Ball right there, step for step. Milburn running out of space. Now, how will they call this?
Pinged him. He's going to ping him.
Oh, goodness. Too high.
I reckon he was going to pay it, and then he's paid, well, not reversed it, but he's paid that one instead.
So Wing, the beneficiary, comes to Corey.
Harley's had 1 minute rest on the bench, comes straight back on.
Snuck on, and he's got the ball.
Wonderful word, snuck.
Playing in his 10th season, Tom Harley. All started at Port Adelaide. He was drafted in 96, just the one game for them in 98. Made his name at the Cats. Fisher, nice mark over the top. A little bit of a black eye, I can see, just under that headband. He's held up on the wing.
Move it on now, Sammy.
It's time to hurry up. Ling and Ball standing side by side. Sends it long. Gee, Thompson's going to have to fly against 3 Cats here. And once again, Egan takes a good, strong grab.
Look at that 5 out the back of that marking contest there for Geelong.
Scarlett, both teams getting players back wide to David Johnson.
In a massive way, Dwayne, in as big a way as I've seen for a fair few weeks. I reckon the Cats are the ones that are driving it, but...
David Johnson to King. Blake wasn't quick enough with the spoil. And King takes the mark on the wing for the Cats.
So we deduce that Darryl Baldock won't be enjoying this as Chapman goes in close to the centre circles. Milburn's got it.
Well, the Saints average 120-odd points a game here under the Telstra Dome. Yes. So Geelong have decided they're going to take the big potential out of their score-kicking prowess.
Yeah, we've got to watch. Goes wide. Rook's got it.
It'll work if they win.
We'll get better.
Well, of
it'll
course
start to break open. Rook on the wing. Towards half forward. Otten's got a hand to it, knocked it down. All the Cats backed off the football. Blake. Del Santo. Now he finds Voss. Goddard did well in that tight situation to get the ball out across half back, and as a result, they'll work it on the broadcast side. This is Baker. Arches the back, running hard in characteristic fashion. Kicks towards half forward. Fished it away. Opportunity for Fiora. Knocks it goalward. Montagna goes with the outside of the boot and just pops it into space, and Thompson is marked just over the required 15, and the umpires have been hot on the 15 metres tonight.
Well, Jimmy Bartel, he knows about 15 metres because he was playing 15 metres goal side of Andrew Thompson. He gone back and missed.
Thompson has missed.
Yeah, Bartel had to stand within, what do you call it?
Closing distance.
Gettable distance, yeah, closing distance once the footy's in the air, but he tried to second guess the kick was going to the goal square.
Milburn to the pocket. Scarlett. Not too sure if that means that he wants everybody to lead that way or he wants one side of the field to open up. And he gets the hurry up. So he sends a high ball. Ottens comes down, can't get a fly at it. Ball to the back, ball, Del Santo, back to Hayes. They don't want to blaze away to the Cap players that are getting back, so they chip it wide. Goddard, and now Blake can have a crack at it, or go to Voss. Loops it over the top to Voss from 50. Across to face Gehrig. He was pushed off at Fraser Gehrig. Only a behind.
Fairly done, too.
Okay.
He grabbed onto the neck of Matty Scarlett.
Right. There's Milburn.
It is a very short possession game when they put numbers behind the footy, but don't look at it look at it like a game of chess. Whoever makes the worst move in the most inappropriate time will suffer the most. So it's a game of chess.
Never did like chess.
No, I don't like chess.
Now I know why.
Think about your footy.
Enright is going to get a free kick.
Fascinating.
Corey just popped it over to him. Thank you, Bobby Fisher.
You can be the queen.
Who's talking next? There goes the short one, and the mark is taken by Rook.
That's appropriate.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We only need Port Adelaide and we'll have a Bishop.
At the back of the pack, Revolt gets the crumb, comes striding away, has a bounce. A lot of input. Across to Ball. The ball is marked at right half back. Off a step. Hayes. Back to Ball. Goddard. He stops. Stopped dead. And now goes to Schwartz. One thing I've noticed in games like this, where they battle it out and just flood back, when the opportunities come invariably, we see inaccurate kicking, players realising the value of the goal, and they miss easy ones. Think back to last week in the rain, they were dobbing them.
They go from walking pace to breakneck speed in seconds, and they spray it.
Here's Harvey at the back, attracts a crowd, tries to feed it back. Fiora met solidly by Hunt. Hunt had the football, and across the line goes Riccardi. 11 minutes remaining till half-time. Let's go down to the dock.
Yeah, Aaron Hamill's been trying to test his knee running along the boundary, Dennis. The more he runs, the more he's limping, so he may well be developing some swelling in the knee.
Well, Blake was over the top of Ottens. Umpire said it was in the back. The cat goes to Corey. Now Riccardi. Left foot can go long, goes short to Kingsley. Still has it in the middle. Ablett's one-on-one with Baker in the square.
Well, Ablett's one of the best one-on-one footballers against somebody of same size and shape in the comp.
Corey to Riccardi, thought about it, didn't really take more than a half step. Spears the pass to Kelly.
Wise ball usage. Well done, and again.
And he chips it inside. Diving mark taken by Henry Playfield.
Henry's got it. I'm not sure how wise, Derm, but...
you look at the jumper, Gaz, as you know, and once they mark, you say, oh, good kick. Oh, no, he's got it.
He just should kick it. This is going to test Dennis's theory to the absolute maximum here, because any AFL footballer should kick this goal.
I think it's QED already, isn't it?
Should be just thankful he's playing. He nearly died in the under-16 state championships. He broke his arm. They thought they gave him painkiller. They gave him muscle relaxant, and his heart stopped beating for a minute. His mother had to tell the doctor. He spears it home, and he kicks it straight through the middle. Nothing wrong with it.
Hun, what's your ultimate fantasy?
A new Holden Rodeo.
A Rodeo that's a real workhorse out on the site. Built so tough it can handle anything. Good enough for the weekends too.
Is that all?
Nah, I want it all from $14,990. Plus dealer delivery, trade and government charges. Holden Rodeo. It's what blokes want.
Well, Henry's got 4 goals for the season now. 4-4-2-7. Margin 9 points. Good bounce in the middle too. Blake. I think as far as Chapman, Ottens at close quarters, presented with a problem. Hayes picked his pocket. Chapman took him down. Corey in trouble. Tackled by Harvey, and that ball, despite the umpire's pleas, won't be coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, just Darren Milburn drops himself back, so he's a loose player in Geelong's defence, which makes it hard for Gehrig and Schwarz and Revolt to get on the end of one.
Ottens locks up with Blake at the top. Goddard knocked it straight to Chapman. Gets onto a spiral. Drives them back. Off the fingertips of Ablett. Baker did well and just missed the post. He was in midair alongside Ablett. That was synchronized diving. And now Goddard. To Hayes. Still deep in his own defensive area.
Comes wide. Bouncing ball. This will make it tough. It'll make it impossible, in fact, to keep in. Blake will do the ruck work against Ottens. Here's this dive. And desperation from both players was magnificent.
It was like Cowboy Gibson and Little Tojo going at it then.
Ottens got the palm down to Riccardi. Sort of a handball. Kelly. Corey. Graham's got him. Handball back to David Johnson. All the way back to half-back with the looping handball. Harley. Chapman. They've worked it nicely. Ablett one-on-one. Won't even get there. Fisher went hard. There was Ablett caught behind Baker. Got the kick wide. Good scramble towards the boundary or Goddard. Either would do. And we'll get a ball in. Cats leading by 10 points and another change. King coming back on.
The accountability goes out of the game as well when you've got a full-on flood. There's some midfielders cruising around that wouldn't know what an opponent looked like at the moment.
Kelly trapped it to the advantage of Enright, claimed immediately. Del Santo one side, Hayes from behind. And umpire again. Umpire Ryan will bounce it down. The former record holder looking on. What a fine player he was.
Jamie Shanahan, I think, next to him, the former St Kilda and Melbourne defender as well.
Bounce on the outer side. King decisively. Kelly stood up in the tackle, then coughed it up. Blake. McWalter comes across the ground, setting Maguire a task. He needs a favourable bounce. That held him up a little bit. Support comes from the former Fisher, and the bandaged one's away. A couple of bounces. 75 metres out goes Long. Now Revolt is out, numbered 4-on-1. It's fisted away rather carelessly. Scarlett did okay. Socketed to the advantage of Johnson. Now Riccardi is at right half back. Margin 10 points. Comes back towards the middle. King.
But that Revolt vision there, 1 against 4. He's your trump. He's in the best 3 players in the game. Don't you want to set up to give him the absolute best chance to be as good as he can be? Right now they're not. 4-on-1. They've kicked 2 goals for the game.
King to Kelly to Nice. Worked it to half forward. Wide ball. Baker flies. Chapman marks. Plays on. Runs to 40 and snags it.
There are some things you just wouldn't miss, like Falcon SR for only 32 888 drive away with $7,000 worth of special extras. There's alloy wheels, sports suspension and sports trim and lots more for a very special 32 888 drive away, but only for a limited time at participating Ford dealers.
Paul Chapman coming off a season's high 23 possessions last week, including 3 goals, 5-5-2-7, the biggest lead in the game so far, 16 points. King up early. Ackland came over the top. Tanais didn't appear to have the football. It spills out of there. Socket forward by King. Coming through and overrunning the ball. Goddard. McWalter goes back, lacking support. Eventually Del Santo. Now Voss. Del Santo sweeps it out wide. Goddard's got it. Looks back towards the middle. McWalter is there. He can go to Graham. Didn't look very convincing, I've got to say. And Fisher on the outer side. Interesting, that last goal. It's come to that. Where are we when you sneak players onto the ground from the interchange and that creates a goal? 2 players just on the ground suddenly weren't picked up, and Geelong got a goal because of it.
This is a great test for Grant Thomas here. It's a coaching challenge because right now the game's on Geelong's terms. So he's got to turn it around and get it back on his big forwards' terms.
Baker thumps it in. Gehrig was up, didn't touch the footy. Harley, Bartell out of defence, kicks it very high. Hodgson goes over the top and takes the mark. 55 metres out from goal, the veteran. Looks inside the forward 50 and spots a man. Barely inside the forward 50, and much wider Ackland.
Not a bad kick,
No.
Kane Ackland. Can get it,
kick.
yeah, can get it in the channel though, and yeah, it's sort of a robotic action he's got. So when he gets them online,
Been struggling for confidence. So has said the coach. Let's see what he can do with this. This would pick him up. He starts it right. It stays right. And the behind, St Kilda reduced the margin to 15 points.
Brought back into the team this week, Kane Ackland. Didn't have to play against the Dogs, who have limited ruck and tall options, but Geelong have King and Ottens. They need him tonight. Chapman, back pocket. Milburn. Held up, 15-point lead to the Cats. Back to Chapman. Something would have to go horribly wrong for the Cats not to lead at half-time as Chapman bounces his way all the way from fullback. No one comes at him. Now the chip kick. All of a sudden they're in trouble. Del Santo, no one's in the goal square. It was across the face and the bounce was ugly. Harley. No one to kick to, and he stops and waits and has a bounce to himself.
Oh dear.
Bring out a chair and some hundreds of thousands sandwiches. Riccardi. And now Rook. And he sends it wide. Nice pass, Milburn. He can run here if he wants to. He doesn't want to. He didn't want to take on Fiora. Had a couple of players side by side with him. One of them was Steve Johnson, and he hits him with a pass. About to get caught from behind. Tried to duck out of it. May have got out of it. Caught again. Got a kick away wide, and the mark's taken by Chapman. In fact, it's David Johnson on the outer side.
See, after he got himself in that situation, wasn't his vision wonderful to get it out in front of his teammate, Johnson?
And Chapman, who's just one blade a little closer with the shave of his head, and he takes it at half forward than David Johnson.
Right between those two, was totally disorientated on the kick. Thought he was looking into a mirror.
There we go. We've got 36 players within 70 metres of Geelong's goal.
We've got a nightmare. That's what we've got.
Oh, it's a game of
King.
It's the chess. Come on, He's here. We've got a king as well.
That's right. It's all going according to script.
King and Rook on the one side.
Oh, that was 15.
Oh, don't get picky.
Something get excited about something, Dennis. Please.
Okay.
Kick a torpedo, Scarlett.
Scarlett. Looking very clean-shaven.
Well done. Good kick.
It was a good kick. Anyone at 3 could have marked it.
Well, you just take your hat off to Geelong. They're happy to play ugly and win the game, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But St Kilda they've almost been numbed into thinking, what are we going to do here? They just stopped. That's the slowest play, 36 plays in a half of the game, and they let 3 blokes stand out there on their own.
If I can lip read too, Jono looked back towards him and said, that's centimetre perfect. 25 metres out. Slots it. That's one thing he can do very well. His second goal. Geelong starting to pull away.
Peter de Graves opened the Cascade Brewery in 1824 and soon after invented the first beer can. Holding 30 gallons, the new beer can was an instant success. The invention was only marred by an increase in back problems caused by people trying to take home a 6-pack. Much experimentation with packaging followed, resulting in the convenient size we know today. So thank you, Peter de Graves, for knowing how much of a good thing is a good thing. That's the Cascade way.
Thanks very much.
Dropped and told it he need to give a bit more, Steve Johnson. And he's giving more. He's given 2 goals already tonight. From the ball up. Just a little knock on by Enright. Riccardi, Rook, about to get caught. He gave the don't argue.
Fend in the face.
Fend in the face, as you heard. Free kick for Lenny Hayes.
They can't go long and direct because Milburn just sits there on his own in the hole. So they're forced to go wide.
Ling's already pushed back.
McWalter, as they're forced to go wide. They're forced to go wider to Graham. Inside 3 minutes to half-time. Gehrig on the end of it takes the mark. And he was an accurate kick last week.
From that position, Dwayne, Scarlett knew that Gehrig loves that flank when he gets a mark, and he immediately, normally steps into a play on and swings on the left foot. Now, Scarlett just pushes and closes up that angle straight away.
Kick 16 for the season, coming off 6-2 last week. He bends it back. He's got it. And they're back in town.
Hey, if you switch to Amy, you're guaranteed to save at least $50 on your home and contents insurance.
Yeah.
Do you know whose face is on the $50 note?
No, I don't know.
Oh, is it Carolyn Chisholm?
No, I think she's on the 10.
Oh, is it the Queen?
I don't think so.
It's Amy.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, well, it should be. Amy is saving us at least $50. She should be on it.
Right.
I'm going to ring, switch my insurance. I'm going to suggest that.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Fraser Gehrig, his best effort against the Cats. 7 goals, round 1 of 2004. Stephen Mill not in the team tonight. Did it 4 goals that same night. King backhands it down. Riccardi on the burst, pushed as he kicked. That affects the kick. It bounces inside the 50. Playfair went down. Goddard took a while. Gets the kick off. And Hayes showed a lot of courage.
Great courage, Lenny Hayes. You don't know what's coming.
No.
Joel Corey did the right thing, pulled up in the end.
And could have been nastier, that's
Could have
right.
been much nastier.
Got to go inside and go out the other side of the ground. Now Voss opens up in the
Graham peels off, leads the league in bouncing and running. There's a cross the ground. Well done, Johnson. Nobody inside the forward 50. He's alarmed them all. They're running back towards full forward, but no Cats down there. They had to pull it back. Hunston knocked it down. Hayes comes away. A bounce, runs inside the centre square. Chance now for the Saints as the Cats were caught out by their own good fortune. He goes looking for Revolt. Revolt 40 metres out, comes back outside and finds balls. The second man taken in that 2001 draft. And as drafts go, that was a Texas twister. Montagna puts it up. Oh, if you don't mind. Fraser, well done.
Starting to get a little bit of footy directed through him. Still not anywhere near the room that he needs, Fraser, but that'll be the encouraging sign to get him involved.
The unfortunate thing about that is he touched it about 25 metres from goal, and when the mark's awarded, he's about 50 out. He juggled it all the way away from goal.
Right on the 50. And he slides it across the face. Revolt. Oh, that was a terrible bounce.
Nutmeg then?
No, not quite sure he got nutmegged, but it was a full brother. 3 seconds to go. Begs the question, what is a full brother to a nutmeg? We've got no idea. King knocks it down. Ackland, I think he got the kick away. It bounces through for a point. There'll be no controversy this time.
Oh, hang on.
Maybe there will be.
Hasn't been awarded yet, this point.
Keep it up for the time. It was really close. And okay, no score. No score. No score.
There you go.
Well, that's senior umpire Goldspink there, just pulling rank. No score.
Gave him the option, though.
So,
could you make a decision on it? Because you could hear the umpires conferring.
I'm having trouble with that, though.
Why?
Well, isn't the rule that the central umpire must hear it? What's he doing asking the goal umpire?
Well, he obviously thought, right, it's a really close one. Unless the goal umpire can give me information that he definitely believes it was kicked before, and he couldn't.
So didn't he leave it to the goal umpire?
It's not up to the goal umpire.
Controversy. It's half-time. We needed this.
Stay erect.
Okay, we've created it. We've pumped it up a bit, but this game needs it. Geelong 6-5, St Kilda 3-8. Back shortly.
Here it is, the ultimate cold case.
Ötzi was murdered.
Be there.
That is stunning.
See how today's CSI experts solve a 5,000-year-old murder mystery.
An archaeological sensation.
Also, the extraordinary life and adventures of Richard Carlton.
Go.
And... Hi! Tara and Antonio.
Okay.
Dancing with a Superstar. Toyota presents 60 Minutes, Sunday, 7:30 online.
This sports update brought to you by the good guys. Pay less, pay cash.
Hello, I'm Leith Mulligan. Brisbane has laughed off suggestions Jason Ackermanis could be traded after being dumped from the Lions game against Hawthorn. While Carlton has admitted it will be seeking assistance from the AFL, it has denied it will seek a salary cap exemption. Boxing great Floyd Patterson has died at the age of 71. At Adam Scott, an equal leader in the US, Kari Webb leads the ladies' event. Have a good night.
Hurry in for last-minute Mother's Day deals, like an LG 34-litre microwave with bonus microwave containers, just $179. Less for cash. Get it for a song. The Good Guys. Pay less, pay cash.
Attention tradesmen and contractors, check this out. If you need the best and latest power tools, utes, vans, building and construction equipment, there are thousands of products on show and on sale at the National Tradesmen's Expo. Royal Adelaide Showground starts Friday, May 19.
Where the hell is Surfland Street?
Factory direct, low prices.
Where the hell is Surfland Street?
4 pieces, under $1,000. Where? You can't beat the prices here at Betty Buys.
Where the hell is Surfland Street?
At Betty Buys, we dare you to buy better. Betty Buys, Mount Barker and Surfland Street. Woohoo!
Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing.
You know that Metropolitan Plumbing can fix leaking taps, block drains and hot water heaters within the hour.
But there's no hot water!
Leaking hot water heaters can be replaced in all areas 7 days a week, and that includes Saturday and Sunday. And interest-free terms are available.
Metropolitan Plumbing.
Get into shape, get into the latest gym equipment at Southern Workout Store. Bikes from $229, cross trainers from a crazy $329, big range of rowers from $399, thigh trainers from $139, treadmills from a silly $499, running treadmills from $699, home gyms from $479 with leg press $13.99, 4-station gyms, squat racks and Smith machines, Pilates and total trainers from $199, dumbbells and racks, weight benches from $159, plus plenty more. Be quick, limited stocks only.
Take a good look at an Albie Turner & Son kitchen and you'll soon see why they're rated Adelaide's most respected name in kitchens. Classically elegant, hugely innovative, with craftsmanship like no other. It just has to be Albie Turner & Son.
The world's most perfectly cut diamond has arrived exclusively at Graham's. Hearts on Fire diamonds stand out from the crowd with a perfection that can be seen.
Emma Lardner, bringing you the world's best jewellery at Graham's. Ray's Outdoors, come see what we've got.
Rush into Ray's for 22.5% off all clothing and footwear. That's 22.5% off. Hurry, only on Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Ray's Outdoors, come see what we've got.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by National Australia Bank, helping you get what you want. Amy, lucky you're with Amy. And AMR Computers, the team to beat for great value and service. The National Australia Bank Halftime Report.
Welcome back to the NAB halftime report here at the Telstra Dome. Friday night footy, it hasn't been the greatest of games unless you're a Geelong supporter, because right now you're 15 points up and you don't care how you get there, having lost the last 4 games. It has been a pretty ordinary contest. Let's be honest, the goal scorers, Dermot, will take all of about 3 seconds.
Yeah, let's have a look at them there. Schwartz, Revolt and Garrick, one apiece for St Kilda. And for the Cats, Stevie Johnson returns to the team. Got a double. Playfair, Chapman, Kelly and Rook, one apiece.
Now, Derm, before we have a look at the highlights, this round, of course, is a celebration of women, so make sure you get out there and get your Hallmark Mother's Day card, as they are donating 10 cents from every card purchase to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, a wonderful cause. 10 cents of every Mother's Day card purchase from Hallmark is a magnificent thing indeed, and we love celebrating mums and women in general here. Let's have a look at the Geelong goals, Derm, and well, as I said, it hasn't been pretty, but I think the attitude of the Cats is they're not going to get blown away by a high-scoring St Kilda side, and if we can just mongrel out a 12-goal to 8 win, that'll suit them nicely.
For a game that is getting numbers behind the footy, that was from a kick-in, so they beat the flood going the other way on a fast break. Once again, a little fumble, as you call. He wouldn't like that on his highlight reel, Murray. And they get close to goal for another shot at goals. But they're getting centre-bounce clearances as well, and that's also another way of beating the flood. Now, there was a kick on to Kingsley to the right of screen. He doesn't come in yet. There he is in the goal square. That was an easier option. But once again, they beat the flood by a clearance, and they got it deep. A player loose forward as well. They're getting it in there quickly when needed.
What they have done better than St Kilda is they have been able to spot up a target in a crowded forward line. We know that they've been crowded at the other end for the Saints, but the Cats have got similar numbers down there, but they've been able to manufacture this sort of thing. Just a few numbers on the fat side, as we like to call it, and Stephen Johnson has created a fair few opportunities for himself, went back and kicked the goal. Now, James Kelly, an interesting player, Jay.
Super little player when he's on.
And he's been off. And Mark Thompson again said it was touch and go whether he played him this week. Well, he'll be pretty pleased with what he's shown in this first half. 13 possessions, although it's not about possessions in this modern day football, but it's his endeavour and the way he went about it, which would be, well, pleasing to Mark Thompson.
He is so vital for the Geelong midfield because he's the one player who really does glide and is able to beat and run through the lines. He's against Voss when he's playing as a half-forward flanker, but he's changing with Chapman, and then he's against Del Santo when he goes onto the board. And, well, where's Del Santo in that picture in the midfield there? You could Feddingham sail the Queen Mary between the two of them. They're playing very, very wide, but it is great for Geelong because he's a good ball user and he's a silky mover when he does get the foot in.
Now, if you've got Nick Riewoldt in your side, as we have a look at Aaron Hamill, who copped that injury in the first quarter, not sure whether he'll come back on the way he's moving right there. But if you've got Nick Riewoldt in your side, I would say you do whatever you can to exploit his talents. He's a superstar of the competition. Every single time I've looked up there, now this is when he was playing in the back half, he started loose and pushed his way forward. And this is the first quarter. That's probably the only time he's been able to get onto a really hard lead. More often than not, he's been forced wide because of the numbers that the Cats have had back, particularly King and Milburn and Ottens when he's in the ruck. But there's a market contest that comes up here. Have a look at this. 1 against, well, 4, 3 in the air and 2 on the ground.
He magnetises them. They just attract to him.
Well, you can do it, and the Cats are doing it beautifully. But gee, it's frustrating if you're a lover of forward line players. And this is what happens. You get pushed really wide. You can't get any corridor movement, and you showed that beautifully at quarter time, Dermot. And their goals have all come from out on the boundary line, and that is as a simple result of Geelong just pushing numbers back.
Conversely, on the other side, you flip the coin.
These are just the misses here that you can't kick goals from. Well, you can, but the percentages go way, way down, and you just have to work really hard.
It just drops off so drastically once you are outside the corridor for that much of the time. Although this is a very gettable one here, and it flushes the post. Let's play on 7 weeks ago.
3 goals, 8 in a low-scoring contest. I mean, Geelong also missed opportunities in the first quarter particularly, but these are the ones that, you know, you've got to be pretty good to kick them from out there. I know Riewoldt did, but you haven't all got the talent of that man at the moment, and that was one from Lou Montagna that also just fell to the near side.
Now, if you were Grant Thomas, the one thing you would be dirty on is the work ethic of some of his players. Nick Del Santo is a wonderful, wonderful player, but sometimes a game like this, a mindset creeps into your players. Now, Nick Del Santo is playing on Chapman here. The ball comes out to Tenace. Look at the top right-hand corner. That's Nick Del Santo. He's responsible for Chapman. He's looking at him right now. You can see his eyes are fixed on him, and he thinks, no, Chapman's hidden in behind Baker and Ablett. I don't have to get there because if it punches towards me, I'm away. Who gets it? Chapman. Did not make a substantial effort to get down there and lend numbers. That is pure and utter laziness. Grant Thomas will hate every second of that vision.
That can happen too, I reckon, when you push numbers
this type
back,
of game.
because you go, oh, you look around, you've got a lot of support, and you go, I'm not going to play as tight, because maybe it won't be as obvious. I think it's a very good point, well made. And here at the Telstra Dome, it is Geelong by 15 points. We'll take a break. Third quarter action coming up after this.
The National Australia Bank halftime report.
Before the ponytail, he was a lean fighting machine.
You guys think you're above the law?
Steven Seagal in the original and the best.
What do you mean above the line?
Above the Law, 10 o'clock Saturday on 9.
There's a little bit of Gawler in all that we do, the way we smile and we welcome you. So come on, come to Gawler, discover Gawler Gold. Gawler Gold, come on and feel the spirit. Gawler Gold, come on and feel the soul. You see it in our faces, we're proud, young and old. So come discover Gawler Gold.
My dad's a policeman, and he drives a fast car with a siren on top, and he arrests robbers and criminals, and he saves people and directs traffic and other exciting things like that.
Hey, isn't that your dad over there?
True Energy. We're excited by gas and electricity, even if you're not.
Shannon Knoll, Live, an album full of great songs.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also do your weeding. Call your local Jim for more than just mowing.
Looking for something for Mum this Mother's Day? Head straight to Rowan Jarman. Assorted sportswear up to 50% off. These styles 2 for $50. Footwear from Reebok, New Balance and Everlast. 50% off. Plus fitness gear slashed. Don't miss it. On now at Rowan Jarman.
It's not hard to recognise our place. Creek out the back. Vines out the front. Jacobs Creek. Welcome to our place.
DIY laminated flooring direct from Germany, half price.
And free underlay.
No glue.
Extra hard wearing.
Scratch resistant.
Non-fading.
Easy care.
This fantastic designer colour only $16.95 with free underlay. Look on it.
Shell Unleaded's new fuel economy formula is designed to do one thing above all. Take you further. You love them.
Sounds great, will Wallaby there?
You made out to them.
You just like me. 'Cause I'm good in bed.
Well written, fantastic.
Now count down the top 20 Aussie songs ever. 20 to 1, Monday, 7:30 on 9.
It is a celebration of women, this round of footy, and a big Mother's Day on Sunday too. Well, mums out there watching the game, hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying this game. If you are, well, you've been able to find something in it that is just eluding me at the moment, but who knows? It might just fire up Dennis Cometti into one of the greatest games we've seen after half-time.
Well,
15
mums are like that. They can find good in bad.
15 points the margin in favour of the Cats. This game of chess that just Dermot is trying to unravel for us. Maybe about to explode. Chris Connolly, Mark Harvey, the Fremantle boys, Paul Roos, George Stone there. I think Johnny Longmire from Sydney. All very interested onlookers.
What would you take from this if you were there?
A Panadol, I reckon.
But this would be good for them. They'd find out who sets up down back, and then you go into next week and say, right, who do we play against King, who drops back, and how do we utilise that person so we play through them?
You sound like Don King.
Get on with it.
6-5-3-8. Started the second half, Friday night football, and we love it. Buttons goes up and hooks it down behind. Corey. Well played. Emerges with the football. Johnson back to Corey. Conceding some ground. Has a bounce. Now he elects to kick. Kept his head well. Spotted Milburn at the last moment and got the football to him. Milburn, unsung hero for the Cats for many seasons. Terrific player. Does so much well.
Thanks, Darren. You've had 6. Move it on. Play on.
Including occupying time, obviously. He kicks down towards half forward. Up in front, Ottens. At the back, Maguire gets it away to Baker. Slaps it across towards Hayes. Hayes to Montagna. One bounce. Goes up towards Corey and then releases the ball at just the right moment. Graham inside the forward 50. Revolt almost. Heckling the crowd and Lou Yip's a goal.
So I had one gentleman come in with a whole list of different things that he wanted. At the end, he said, oh, have you got bread? You got everything else. Surely you've got bread.
4 litre spring flat plastic paint, only $14.50.
Ozito 350mm electric chainsaw, $89. GMC 25cc petrol blower, $99. Steel stepladder, $39.90. Yates Rose gun, just $7.32.
We do have a huge range.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
So the opening goal of the second half to Kane Ackland. Margin back to 9 points. Ottens, nice palm down in the ruck, but to Thompson. Tried to get it to Hayes. Got a little nudge from Steve Johnson. Corey. Ottens got it back to Ling. Caught by Schwarz. Umpire lets him go. Milburn caught by Schwarz. Slung. Tackle was released. Bartel sends it wide. And the boundary line would be a win here. The Saints have the numbers. Goddard can't keep it alive. As we go down to that boundary line, the Dock.
Yeah, Dwayne, just to update on Aaron Hamill, he's got the heavy ice packs on his right knee, full tracksuit on. You can see him sitting on the bench there. Don't think we'll get him back. Right knee injury, put him out for the night.
Murray and Fiora with him. Ottens to Ling. Corey started this term well. Pokes it towards Kingsley. It was over his head. Hodgson, play fair. He's got it. So's Hodgson, really. Umpire managed to sort it out with a bounce. Hayes, Blake, Graham. To the open side, no one to go to. All Cats out there, he'll probably stop. He dances around, forced to go with the handball. Goddard still no one to go to out there. And he comes back. Voss is in the middle of the ground. They've got a 2-on-1 here, the Saints. Schwarz, he can go all the way. He's super quick. He's caught by Johnson.
Great chase.
No holding the ball decision. Play on advantage. Johnson, Rook. Works it wide, Milburn. He can go to Ling, and they can reset.
He's got the ball at centre-half back. Spots Ottens. Will it get there in time? He did pretty well. Marked it with the hands. Back to Ling. One bounce. Out his second. Staying off him is Hayes. Comes to Scarlett. 70 metres from goal. Saints got back in number. Scarlett goes with the outside of the boot and finds terra firma at least. Del Santo, though, to Maguire. Del Santo hard against the line. To Graham, picks it up on the half volley, plays on, loves to have a bounce, a couple right there, draws Johnson, goes to Voss, now Goddard running through midfield, awkward looking kick, it wanders inside the 50 but right onto the chest of Enright.
At least they're getting some run through the middle of the ground and some carry, and they're more likely to get those one-outs in their forward line that they're looking for.
Yes, it seems by design. Milburn gave it to Rook. This is Egan across the ground. Bartel takes it, his 12th possession, in short to Enright. Space starting to come for both teams now. Enright runs beyond the wing, spears the pass in and finds Playfair. Too far out to score, running on. Kingsley marks 45 metres from goal. Distance should not be a problem.
That was a beautiful lead by Henry Playfair. Read that once the handball was set up and neglected it on the wing. Thought, well, the next kick's got to land within 50 metres of goal.
And I guess the difference is they ran the footy and hit a target. Brendan Goddard ran the footy, turned it over.
Chapman.
Who wants it?
And hit another target. So they do.
I just asked who wants to stand on the mark.
Yeah.
Who wants it?
No one's putting their hand up. They do present well inside forward 50, and they have been able to hit their targets up.
What about Gary? Sound like he lipped the cup from about 10 feet. Here's Chapman. 40 metres out. Right behind the kick. And the answering goal for the Cats. Gun barrel strike.
Sometimes, to get what you want, you need some words of experience, which is where we come in. So what is it you want?
Little bit of a push and shove in the meantime.
I have to say, that Stephen Johnson chase before is exactly the sort of thing that Mark Thompson would have been looking for from him.
2 goals now for Paul Chapman. Missed last year's finals and they missed him, and he showed his worth in the night grand final earlier this year. 2 goals and 27 possessions to get the Cats over the line at AAMI Stadium. Scramble in the middle, and the umpire will have to sort it out. And here's how it all began.
Ken Kingsley got a bit riled up about something. Maxie Hutchton was in amongst it.
Oh.
They make stretchier jumpers now, and the jumper punch becomes an option. Ottens. Handball wide. Chapman. Kick half smothered. Kelly. Nice handball. Bartell sends it wide. Steve Johnson again. Ball knocked down by Voss, and Maguire with a little tap. Throw it in, the umpire says. Not deliberate.
Stuff is happening in there.
Did any of those land?
Sure.
He is rucking so well tonight, Brad Ottens.
Yes, down to Chapman. I think it was inconclusive. Bartell comes back. Ling's got it. 65 metres out. Tries to go short and succeeds to Johnson. Johnson. Thompson, that's not 15, surely. Kingsley told to play on. Good umpiring. He's right on the 50. Sends it long down towards full forward. Going back, Maguire. Fingertips to it. Plays it against the behind post. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in.
Maxie Hutchison, he should have realised it, reckon, as Cam Mooney looks on. I'd love to have him. He should have realised that they've been hot on that tonight. Cam Mooney, Maxie Hutchison.
Throw it in. Interesting by the ruckman. Kelly. Well done by Kelly. Gets it across, and the goal from Johnson.
Han, what's your ultimate fantasy?
A new Holden Rodeo.
A Rodeo that's a real workhorse out on the site. Built so tough it can handle anything. Good enough for the weekends too.
Is that all?
Nah, I want it all from $14,990. Plus dealer delivery, tray and government charges.
Holden Rodeo. It's what blokes want.
First goal of the night for David Johnson. You mentioned that super draft in 2001 earlier, Dennis, when Luke Ball was taken pick 2. David Johnson was taken the second last pick 81 in that super draft, and it's been a good pick-up for the Cats. Ball, beautiful palm down. Ottens to Corey, gets the kick to half forward, just over the head of Playfair. Good mark taken by Hudson. Ball wide. Goddard, longish kick, makes Blake work hard. Ottens comes at him. Nice pace by Blake. Revolts the man. Came 3 up. Ball knocked down to Harvey. Hasn't seen a lot of it. Ackland couldn't find the target with his handball. Corey. Now ball. Montagna tries to get through traffic. Can't. Shrugging the tackle was Del Santo. Straight up in the air. Not 15. Schwartz goes up. Manhandled slightly by Egan. Enright to Ling. To Hunt. Can he find a target from fullback? He can't. Forced to come back to Scarlett. He heads wide, a 3-on-2 the Cats' way. David Johnson can't mark it. Montagna caught by 2 Cats. They don't let him get it out. The umpire said no, it was okay. So we go down to TJ on the boundary line.
And the AFL certainly did well, Dwayne, to designate this a fully ticketed game. Just over 48,000 in here at the moment. A great crowd.
St Kilda, 2 players behind the footy here. Goddard goes into the point of the square, so we wait on the blood rule with Montagna.
Well, Goddard, well, that is it.
Nah, just a lot of blood.
A lot of blood, yeah. Now, Goddard's standing in the centre square. He's got to get close enough to draw Harley or whoever the loose cat is away from his key forwards.
Just a blood nose.
What's that? I wasn't watching.
Yeah, it was the point of the knee got him on the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, just a blood nose.
It is.
Yeah. Just a blood nose.
Yeah.
Well, not your blood nose. Bounce it half forward. Ackland backhanded it down. Ablett. A chance to grab it. Well done by Milburn to Rook. The kick not good. There were options to the far side. He went short. Found Goddard instead. The third of a couple of options. Now to right half forward and Voss. Too far out to score. He would be kicking from 60. Plenty of Cats back. Only 1 Cat forward to centre, and he's running up the ground. That's Kingsley. In fact, none now. As this one goes out wide, they skirt the perimeter. And Graham's taken the mark. Saints trailing by 21 points. Comes back to Goddard. Crowd not altogether pleased with this.
Yeah. St Kilda dominated. And they're behind, Dennis.
That's right. Some of them don't understand chess. Here's Maguire to Fisher. It's a subtle game, chess.
Yes.
Fisher Hudson.
Got a few of the pawns at the moment.
Now we're on your favourite subject. Short one. And the mark is taken by Ackland, 55 metres out. You love that guy.
Just unload with the torpedo. Something generally happens.
Goes long down towards full forward. It's a drop punt, but it will be interesting. And a great mark is taken by Revolt.
Why wait half an hour or 65 minutes before you do that when you've got that man who's capable of doing that?
Built the suspense is what it did.
Surely that is a signal for the rest of those blokes out there in red, black and white.
That is
to go bang.
It is a super mark, but it is super sloppy by Egan. He never touched him once on the approach to the footy.
Revolt straight through his second goal. Jeez.
Sensational Le Cornu. Sleep Haven's factory authorised sale. Quality mattresses from $95. Queen size orthopedic pillow tops $3.99. Ensembles only $8.89. Premium latex save $900. SA's largest bedding and bedroom ranges. Le Cornu.
There's no feeling like M3 Power. Press the button and feel the power. Introducing M3 Power Nitro. Gillette M3 Power with a bold new look. Turn it on, nothing shaves better. M3 Power Nitro from Gillette.
2 goals now to Nick Revolt. Shoulder still strapped.
Win the ball out of the middle and just belt it down there again, wouldn't you? At the very first opportunity you got.
Saints are back in it. King.
Oh, beautiful again.
Straight down to the palm to Corey. That's a set play. Taken by Hayes. Rolls it all the way to half forward. Fiora attacked it but left it behind. Rook's in there. Harvey's with him. Schwarz. Johnson ducked out of a tackle. Kick towards the wing. Now a chance for Voss with Steve Johnson. Goddard. And now Goddard's man Lee. Gathers just inside the boundary. To Steve Johnson, the freak. Not freakish this time. Maguire. Hasn't got a lot to go to. Only really Max Hudson. He pokes it to him. And he's held up at half-back, Max. 53 plays 38. 11 minutes from three-quarter time. And the Cats flood back, so they try and come to the open side. McWalter, he can go to Voss, and Voss can go.
Run.
Well, he'll have to get the ball first. Now he plays on. Fisher, the target, dives, takes the mark. Good build-up this. Back into the middle. Can Ackland hit a target? Goes in Revolt's direction. Nowhere near him, really. More towards David Johnson. Now Revolt got there. Laid the tackle. Did he have time? Umpire will bounce it.
Didn't take him on.
Yeah, it's a good decision.
Just blindsided. That's the correct decision. Blindsided.
Kane Ackland needed to be shot for the kick.
Bounce right on the 50 then. Ackland keen to make a man, slaps it down. Picked up by Hayes. Ball has it. Back to Hayes, just forward of the wing, but running away from his own goal. Del Santo released into space, has an early bounce, settles, pulls it back towards the pocket, and Gehrig just didn't come. And the mark is taken by Bartel.
Now the kick was willing Gehrig to come there.
It was. Yeah, demanding a lead, wasn't it? They bring it out. Scarlett gave it to Ling the King. Now Milburn, he's on the wing. Looks inside the forward 50. Continues to run. Riccardi's alongside. Goes to him now. Riccardi wrong-sided by the hand pass, but fought it through. Milburn to Chapman. He could snap this. He's not bad in this situation. He's got it. Well done. Well, you stay off them at your peril.
You've got Mummy's eyes. Yeah. That's it. Oh, have you thought of a name?
There are some things you just wouldn't miss, like Falcon SR for only $32,888 drive away with $7,000 worth of special extras. There's a 6-stack CD player, reverse sensing, auto transmission, and lots more for a very special $32,888 drive away, but only for a limited time at participating Ford dealers.
3 goals now for Paul Chapman. Margin back to 21 points.
Another hit out to advance.
Yeah,
that's
2-9.
Well,
down the ling this time. Steve Johnson. Rook. Caught by Fiora. Brilliant tackle. Brought him down and rewarded with the free.
been absolutely dominant in the clearances, as Dern pointed out, and that is courtesy of a golden ride from their ruckman.
Fiora makes it tough for Harvey, and Riccardi might get their first gram with a toe poke. And he collects it. Harvey forced to shepherd. Murray can come back inboard. Makes it tough for Ackland. Was never going to be able to mark that. Johnson caught a little high, and David Johnson will take the free kick for the Cats at half-back. Bomber Thompson there with Ken Hinkley, one of his assistants. Long kick towards Ling. Can't take the mark. Hayes slaps it down. Hodgson. He's got Maguire, and he can relieve the pressure.
Maguire feeds it forward. Fiora. Stay off him. Goddard at centre-half back. Goddard looks across the ground, searching kick. Voss will get to it. He does, just forward of the wing. Now the ground opens up on this side, but no one running to it, so Voss has to back off and then goes looking for ball, but there were two on him in any case, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full just to compound the problem.
Well, Milburn was a man. That man there was just standing 15 metres in front of everyone.
Boots.
Saints have got to make every Cat accountable, I reckon, if they're going to win this game, including the defenders. And if that means 6 men for 7, 8 man forward line, that's what they need to do.
And right to Bartel, who's been busy in this third quarter.
They will go that way, Gaz, but it'll end up, you know, a 9 or 10 man forward line and leave Ablett and 1 or 2 others free in the forward line.
Either that or lose a game.
Oh, down goes ball, met solidly by Kelly. Milburn again doing so much constructive work. Enright, long kick. It is one-on-one. Ablett being held by the arm, surely. Scarlett Sock is off the ground. Baker, who is doing the holding, comes back. Chance for Chapman, running out of space, goes with the outside of the boot. It was clever, and Ling has taken them out.
Paul Chapman's just, he's a dominant player on the ground, not only because he's kicking goals, it's because he wins one-on-one contests. How clever is this? He meant that to get it to Ling.
And it's, you know what's wonderful too? He knows he's going to wear one as soon as he's in the kicking action, but he's got to get it away and cop one for the team.
He may be the sort of player that likes wearing one.
Yep.
Here's Ling, 20 metres out. Important kick, this one. He makes it tough for the Saints now. They're falling off the pace big time.
A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, often followed by another cold beer. Then, much later in the evening, a kebab. Yes, it's amazing how a kebab always seems to magically appear somewhere between "see us later" and "honey, I'm home." And if she doesn't kill you the next day, the garlic sauce will. But we love a late-night lamb sandwich just like we love a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic.
Cats out to their biggest lead of the game. Danger signs here for the Saints. We're about to tick into time on third term. Ottens with King. He's been dominating the ruck. Both King and Ottens in the middle. Ling caught, driven to the ground, and we'll get another ball up.
Been working hard, Ling. 9 touches for the quarter. The other bloke that's had 9 for the quarter is Darren Milburn, and he is the loose player who drifts across St Kilda's half forward line. Surely you've got to make him accountable now.
Saints' lack of a true top 10 ruckman started to show out again. Ling tried to get the takeaway. Hayes took it. Corey loops it to Chapman, who's been dominant. One way than the other. Kick not so good. Finally a mistake. Ball flies. Can't bring the mark down.
Oh, beautiful hands.
It was superb hands from Milburn.
One action when he went, lifted it up and got it off.
David Johnson to Tenace. Almost shut down. Enright. Can he find the target inside 50? Kingsley got a hand to it, not the mark. Riccardi toe pokes it to his own advantage. Wanted to come back onto his left. Kelly snaps across the face of behind.
Well, it's a real testing time for the Saints right here. We've seen them a few times this season, and it does seem, in the last month at least, that the sum of the whole doesn't equal the parts. Here's Goddard. Right now, they're like a giant hallmark get-well card as far as Geelong are concerned. Coming off 4 straight losses, and they're the team playing with confidence. Here's Harvey. Did he hold it? Yes, he did.
Test the old hamstrings, that one.
Yeah, his celebration has been given short shrift tonight, at least so far. Problems for that man, his coaching staff. Harvey sets it up. Fiora goes up. Couldn't hang on. Thompson. Beautifully done. Bartel kept his balance. Just nudged Thompson at the right time. Chain of hand passes. Ling involved. Got it to Gardner. Wonderful smother Murray. I haven't seen much of him tonight. Fraser Gehrig is coming off the ground. Yeah.
Not a good sign for the Saints. Ball back into play. Harvey tried to get a toe poke. Murray almost threw that out to Montagna. Kick around the body. Milburn, the man to fly. Got the mark.
You just can't do it anymore. If he stays there, they have no chance. Which I don't think they have anyway.
Bartel to Scarlett. Bounces his way through fullback. No one coming at him. Harvey tries to corral him. Short pass is good. Chapman. The man they got with the draft pick they received from Carlton for giving Mick Mansfield to the Blues. It's been a good swap. Kick towards half forward. Enright's there. And the ball thumped clear and it's out of play. And there is the G train. Just derailed at the moment.
No disposals in the third quarter for 3 total for the game. I don't blame him too much. He could work harder, but...
Well, yeah. Chapman charging through. Gets it across to Riccardi. Riccardi sends it down towards full forward.
Recovery.
Kelly, strong tackle. Hudson knows no other way. Boss concedes a behind. Interesting. Gehrig pointing to his leg down there, just taking a couple of strides.
Now what's happening at the other end too, Dennis, is Montagna is at full forward. Scarlett has to pick him up, so he will lead so far away from Revolt and his partner, opponent, Egan.
Blake gave it to Graham, to Fiora. Goes down towards the pocket. Well, Bartel will get back. He's got this one covered. Closing is Thompson. It's a good hand pass under the circumstances. Scarlett feeds it back. Hunt, the confidence rising in the catch, you can tell. Hunt spots a man towards midfield. This man's been busy, Johnson. He's marked at centre half back. A few blemishes in the quarter, but certainly his work rate has been high. Milburn, no blemishes, and he's been outstanding. One bounce. Kicks towards half forward and Playfair. And Playfair, almost the involuntary marker was coming, whether he liked it or not.
He's got Joel Corey one side if he wants him. He ignores it. Couldn't quite get up quickly enough to go to him. And that's the action he's got straight down the middle. Heads wide. Hoping for Ottens. Getting back. Good mark taken by Blake.
Just gave Ottens no chance. Kick went in there too flat.
Goddard wide to Murray. 6th season now on an AFL list for Murray. Really needs to start providing something. Montagna chips the kick, hoping for Thompson. Tough one-on-one against Bartel. Nearly brought the mark in. Bartel. Rook got the handball out, slapped clear. Tenace keeps it alive down the boundary line. No, he doesn't. Yeah, it's out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Saints. 67 plays 38. Inside 3 minutes to three-quarter time. They are on the ropes. Montagna heads wide, hoping for ball. Flies. Good, strong hands.
That's what it's needed for someone other than Revolt to actually half look like taking a grab in the forward line. And Luke Ball against Corey Enright, probably in the forward pocket, is not the most dangerous setup of all time.
Now, this is where Big Stephen King goes to the goal line. Jason Blake sort of loiters down or stands next to King. What he needs to do is come side on somewhere and try and find a spot so that somebody's responsible for him.
So an injury interrupted season so far, Luke Ball. And the ball still not rolling. It's out of bounds on the full. Free kick, Cats.
I'm going to harp on Milburn, but he's up to 13 possessions for the quarter.
Told to play on. Well, the umpire had a point of reference with the goalpost there. He knew it wasn't 15. There's Playfair pushing up the ground. Half back to Nace. 15 metres further afield. Powerful kick low down. Johnson goes down and comes up with it. The attacking side of the wing. Just over a minute and a half till three-quarter time. The margin 29 points. Here's Kelly. No real pressure, although Graham did well. Left it till the last moment. Came to meet Kelly, who was up against the boundary line. Aaron Hamill. Obviously, we won't see him again tonight.
Back into play. King, front spot, doing the ruck work down towards Ling. Harvey had it, lost it, fence. He's okay. Hasn't been an evening to remember for Robert Harvey. Inside 90 seconds to three-quarter time. King again, pumped it down the Ling.
Wonderful.
Couldn't find a target. Voss, Baker. Danger here. Fisher goes hard. Gardner made him earn it. Big bump by Schwarz. Baker gets away. Kick around the body. Hudson waits under it. He's got some space. He comes straight up the middle to Montagna. He gets the quarter play on. Straight up the middle to Schwarz. It was the shorter of the two options. Inside a minute now. And Schwarz held up. Fisher. Plays on. Ablett just coasting. Didn't really chase him hard early. Would have got him otherwise. And that allowed him to pass it to Blake. Half a handball, sort of a handball to Graham. Runs to 50. Sends a long ball goalward. Milburn. And they get one in the shadows at three-quarter time. They've still got a pulse.
That's how they started this third quarter, St Kilda. And Graham, I think, was involved in the initial run. They had some sort of impetus to get up and really take a risk and play on and get, take on a man, get it through the middle, and they were able to run it and get it over the absolutely dominant half-back line of Geelong.
So important, too, that Blake took the mark on the lead and that King was in the frame just behind him. It draws him out of that 25 metres out zone from goal.
Yep, and you're oohing about the touch, Den. I'm not sure, did Milburn actually put his hand up?
That could be the only thing, because
beautiful again.
It was down to Ling. He kicks inside the forward 50. King's ruck work has been impeccable. Hunston cocks it up, socket off the ground by Corey, down towards the pocket. Baker with pace and persistence. Then threw it out in front, and the ball trickles across the line. Ablett has been well held. Appeared to toss the ball at Voss. The boundary throw in.
Was as good a centre bounce tap to a running rover as I've seen.
In fact, it's been judged a push in the bank, so Baker gets the free. Goes in short to Fisher. Dying seconds of the term. We're down to 8 seconds. Fisher is running through midfield, oblivious to the time clock. Now he accelerates, but the siren will sound. And that was the most interesting run. It was just a run. Nothing was happening up the field, but he wasn't particularly interested anyway.
It was a mosey.
It was. He just moseyed up the field. Quite right. 10-7, 6-7, 6-8, 44. St Kilda looking down the barrel of their 4th loss of the season. They've been pretty insipid tonight.
On 9 Super Sunday, the Power pull the plug on the Doggies at 1. Then live at 2:30, it's the Kangaroos versus Adelaide, followed by the thrilling conclusion to Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs. Sunday 5:30 on 9.
Love the game.
This week on Postcards, a very special Mother's Day edition as we take you to some spectacular parts of SA, like Stubbs Waterhole, tucked away in the geological madness of the North Flinders. That's Postcards, Sunday evening on 9.
There's no feeling like M3 Power. Press the button and feel the power. Introducing M3 Power Nitro. Gillette M3 Power with a bold new look. Turn it on, nothing shaves better. M3 Power Nitro from Gillette.
It was the Tasmanian drought of 1842. Concerned that without any water, the Cascade Brewery would run dry, founder Peter de Graves had the idea to divert the town's pure river water to supply the brewery. Although they had no water for bathing, cleaning or drinking, the town celebrated because Cascade had a bumper yield of beer. So thank you, Peter de Graves. You knew what was important to the people. Beer. That's the Cascade way.
Radio Rentals is making a big splash! The
Big Wash sale is back at Radio Rentals with 3 big bonuses. Rent or buy any washing machine and get a bonus 5 months worth of Radiant. Plus a bonus set of towels. Plus a minimum $100 trading on any working washer. Plus, you can buy now with up to 5 years interest-free. But you can only dive into Radio Rentals' Big Wash sale for a limited time. You didn't have to shop anywhere else.
Sometimes, to get what you want, you need some words of experience. Which is where we come in. So what is it you want?
Postcards South Australia, the ultimate postcards collection. See the places, meet the people and hear their stories. Enjoy the postcards experience. Just the thing for Mum on Mother's Day. Postcards South Australia, out now on DVD and video.
Violence ruining our sports. Is banning parents the answer?
Incredibly upsetting.
Plus the pressure to be perfect. How girls can win back their self-esteem. A Current Affair Monday.
This is your last week to win. All it takes
is a $5 note.
We've got a new lucky number every night, so you can still win.
Temptation's Lucky $5 Notes competition
Continues weeknights at 7 on Channel 9. There's not long to go.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Radio Rentals, SA's biggest electrical retailer, Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning, and Carlton Draft, the beer behind footy.
Friday night football, and the story so far, and certainly the story coming in, was this man, Robert Harvey. Game number 324. Out he comes, a record for the Saints, but it didn't start all that well. The man marking him, Jared Rook, goes in and gets the opening goal. Moments later, Aaron Hamill goes past the football. We haven't seen him since. Hurt his leg, and obviously he's rather despondent. Alan Murray looks away from the football. Chapman goes in, gets it out, and Kelly gets the goal, and the Cats led by 6 points at quarter time. Second term, Steve Johnson crumbing deep in the right full forward pocket. Mercurial bombed it through. Nick Revolt, the set shot from 50 metres. Cats by 6 points. Paul Chapman plays on and kicks a goal. Cats by 16 points. Fraser Gearing didn't see much of the football, but when it came his way, he showed occasional flares of brilliance. There you go, a party trick. Cats by 15 points at three-quarter time. Kane Ackland, the early goal, 53 seconds after the bounce. Cats by 9. Hudson and Playfair not exactly doing that. Here's Chapman. Wonderful passage of play deep in the right full forward pocket, and he pops it through. And then right at three-quarter time, just seconds before the siren, Blake to Graham, and the young man, Jason Graham, gets his first goal in AFL football, and boy, do the Saints need that one. Three-quarter time. Friday night football, and Geelong lead by 23 points.
They do indeed. Hard to see St Kilda get themselves back into this contest right at the moment. Geelong just hold all the aces, played on their own terms. Their coaches have prepared beautifully, Derm. Now, out of the middle, they have been dominant.
Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at that centre circle. If you look at it like a clock face, predominantly King and Otten start at about 9 o'clock and run from left to right along that centre line through the circle, and they tap it to 3 o'clock. Hence, the beautiful tap right on the chest of all those players underneath. Where do all the kicks come out of the centre? Out of that little right-hand side. Another thing is, centre clearance is 6-10 in favour of Geelong. What's the goal tally? 6-10 in favour of Geelong.
Interesting. They're like backhanded taps, aren't they?
They're little drops over the back.
Yep.
Now, let's have a look at what a chase is worth in league footy. That's Steve Johnson we've highlighted, bottom right-hand side. He is deep inside his own 50. Now, this ball ends up with David Schwartz, who will have a shot at goal. Troy Schwartz. Yeah, David's a bit slower these days.
Couldn't get
and no. And look where he's come from, inside the forward 50. This is what sets league footballers, apart from their skill, their work ethic, apart from your park football. He's run 100 metres to lay that tackle and run down.
2 weeks in the VFL will do for you. Down to Tony Jones, quickly.
Yes, well, as was the case in the first quarter, Grant Thomas made a beeline for Nick Revolt and had quite an animated conversation with him. And you can see there that went on for quite some time. Bomber Thompson, they were absolutely pumped as he spoke to his team at length.
67 plays 44. Cats on top. They've lost their last 4. Blake was up. What?
Kingy Ottens.
There you go. Ottens to Ling, everything falling into place. Kicks inside the forward 50. Fisher knocked it down. Graham, who got that late goal in the previous term, hand passes to no one in particular. Ablett a half chance. Hutchton tries to get it out. Gardner falling to the ground. Chapman to Tenace. Just pops it down towards full forward, but Ball takes the mark.
Hasn't spent a lot of time on the ball tonight, and they've needed his wise counsel back there.
Maguire's gone forward for the Saints. They've had to change. They've had to bring Hunt off, which leaves Maguire on his own at the minute.
Ball to Goddard, to Graham, to Fiora. Kick not so good. Made it tough, Maguire, who's settled at centre-half forward. Blake, he's turned it over. Milburn, who's had a party tonight. Johnson back to Corey. Also a good night. Tenace. And he can hold it up or go wide to Harley if he wants to. Fakes to go to Harley. Makes some room for himself. Heads in the Steve Johnson direction. Getting back Voss. Tried for the boundary line. Kelly, can he keep it alive? No. And we'll go down to the boundary line, the Dock.
Yeah, Geelong's using the rotation well. Still got King and Playfair resting there. Steve Johnson went into the rooms at three-quarter time for some more treatment on that corked hip, but he's still starting in the last quarter out there, Dwayne.
Ottens knocks it down. Schwarz has got it. Ottens is getting a free kick.
Now, it's really going to start taking its toll on Jason Blake, this size of the opposition ruckman now.
Yeah, week after week. Ottens, long kick, about 5 metres out. They compete off hands. Hit the behind post. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
Just back on Steve Johnson. I mean, isn't it amazing? Boundary throw-in is amazing. His attitude tonight, we've seen a bit of the Cats. It's as good as you've ever seen it.
Yep.
Just sharpened him up, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Now, this is danger town.
Yeah, plenty of open space towards goal. He pulls it back the other way, and Ablett misses by quite a margin.
That is one area you do not want the opposition ruckman to have a clear hit out to advantage.
Graham to Ball. Oh, shows a lot of it to Milburn. With his confidence sky high, that's all it takes. He closes on Goddard and thumps it out of bounds.
King, Playfair, Riccardi and Hunt. And they'll be happy to rest Stephen King, you would think. Hasn't seen a lot of footy. Handball to Ablett, good. Back inboard to Chapman. Oh, he was about to get run down. Weaved his way out of trouble. Chip kick is okay to Tenace.
All right, Ling's got free.
He is free in the goal square, and that's where it'll go. Got it. Oh, might be 50.
His work rate, Cameron Ling, may not absolutely slice you with his possessions and his touches. His work rate is unbelievable. He just pushes himself, a bit Harvey-like in lots of ways.
Lenny Hayes has been his opponent all night. He's having a rest in the forward line, so whoever's picking him up for Lenny Hayes has done a disappointing job on that occasion, to say the least.
The man they call the Mayor of Geelong, Cameron Ling.
Yeah.
He hasn't got the town pump with that one. To behind.
Dermot, this hit-outs and clearance situations, 32 Geelong to 12 for the match. Now, that is... Grant Thomas always says, I'm not that fussed about who gets the hit out. I'm worried about the clearances.
They are a good clearance team, St Kilda, but tonight it's really taking its toll because of the style of game where it's flooding. The only way you beat the flood is if you get it straight out of the centre.
Well, perhaps just man up and be prepared to play with a congested forward line as ball comes back. The mark is taken by Baker.
I'm with you, Dennis, and then you're a forward. You dictate where the opponents go.
So that's the only option you've got if you're losing in the centre.
Voss, well, not a bad option. They've got to try it sooner or later. Ackland goes down towards half forward. Tenace is in front. He takes the mark because one thing is for certain. St Kilda are going to get sick of the sight of floods after tonight.
Yep.
Going back, the mark is taken by Corey.
Once again, the teams look at St Kilda and say, if we can stop Fraser from kicking more than 2 goals, they're going to be in strife.
Tenace got it from Johnson to Enright. Kicks inside the forward 50, and Kingsley's come to the party now. And Baker did get him on the way down. He just got that forearm out in front to brace himself for a hard landing.
They're just... Look, they'll have no doubt. He's just given the warm ear to him.
5 inside 50s to the Cats this quarter. The Saints yet to go in.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you do to your little brother. And I know, because I was a little brother.
Is that the reason?
There's Kingsley. Obviously, it takes its toll, Joe. Kingsley inside the 50. Well, that's a terrible kick. It's out of bounds on the full. Unbelievable.
Well, it had an effect in the kneading of the head by the bugger.
They say he gave him an inner rear balance thing.
It is hard to do what he just did, Kingsley.
Foster got hard heads wide. He's tried hard, though. Ackland and Blake have both tried hard, but they've just been out-rucked. And the clearances are where Geelong's been so good. Chip kick. McWalter takes the mark. Ablett a little ride and a 50-metre penalty.
Now, I'll bat for Gary Ablett here. He was in the air making a legitimate spoil just with the body. He doesn't actually ping at him.
That is line ball. Are you in the contest in that situation?
Well, you'd say probably you were if you're a legitimate spoiler.
It was a nasty 50-metre penalty. He's taken him just beyond his range. Forced to go wide. Gehrig manhandled off it pretty well by Scarlett. High. No free kick given. He might come back. Now it's play on advantage. Chapman. Now it's coming back to the Saints.
No, I'm not at all.
Okay, so he didn't allow advantage. It's coming back for the Cats.
Now Fraser's hopping.
It's an ace. Enright. Just 11 possessions last week, Corey Enright.
Ling coming off. Riccardi on.
Didn't have a big day last week, but he's had 16 possessions now. Corey Enright for tonight. Corey is having a great season, coming off a best and fairest year last year. Steve Johnson got a hand to it. Can't collect it. McWalter started on the bench, relatively fresh. Handball cut off. McWalter couldn't make something of it. Neither could Ablett. Fisher. Rook lays a tackle, holds it there. Gardner makes it a 2-on-2. It's like a game of Twister, not chess, and will get a ball up.
Gary Ablett, Stephen Baker done a very good job on Ablett. Outstanding last week. As you have a look at the hit-outs, that gives you an idea of what we've been talking about. Only 2 touches since half-time, 11 for the game to Ablett. Baker's effort's been good.
Bounce just outside the 50 then. The rucks lock up. King.
Kane Ackland's free kick.
Ackland getting the free. I think you've got your column for next week anyway, Dirk. So Kilda can't win the premiership.
Without a ruckman, hey?
There's Goddard. Just ambles up the ground. That's a lovely kick coming out to Harvey. Plays on immediately. Running past is Graham. This will be a test for Bartel. Long kick from Graham. Is it accurate? Has it got enough carry? Not quite. At the back of the pack, Maguire claims a mark. Audacious. The umpire's gone across. He's got it paying the mark. How much argument from Harley?
At the back of the pack. Got first. Every time.
Every time.
Long kick. 1-on-1. 2-on-2.
That makes it tough.
He's behind square leg. He steps up beside the square leg umpire and angles it through.
Easy as you like.
Thought his way through that.
These days, there's so much to worry about. Do you have enough? Is it better over there? What if? It can mean you're living scared. MLC believes to make the most of tomorrow, simply make the most of what you've got today. MLC. Investments, superannuation, insurance.
Margin cut back to 19 points.
Isn't that incredible? 19 points. It feels like it's about 85.
Big crowd in. You'll hear them roar if they get another one. Ackland, half a takeaway. Bartel comes hard. Riccardi through traffic beautifully and on to the left foot. Schwarz, the flyer. Got it. Good grab. Over the top of Gardner. And he needed to hold it because if he hit the deck and spilt the ball, the Cats are away. But now the Saints are. Fiora.
Posed to Milburn in effect here.
Has a run. All depends on where this kick goes now. Goddard sends it long. Revolt's got a one-on-one. Egan in front. Might seek the boundary. Keeps it alive.
Well done.
Loops it over the top to Bartel, and it's still alive for the Saints. Revolt back to Fiora. He's spent. Gets the handball into Montagna. He kicks it inside 50, and Riccardi got back and filled the hole.
Spots movement up ahead. This is Tenace. He can run. Peels off half back. Goes looking for Kelly. Timely fist from Schwarz. Kelly stumbles on. Corey. Now Kelly will get a free kick. Advantage is paid. That all stopped. Corey plays on now, though. Goes looking for Kingsley, who missed it. Baker will get back first. Ablett is closing. Good pick up by Baker. Slips a hand pass away. Plenty of time. Boss squares the ball. Hayes at the defensive 50. Stops with a man 5 metres away. Such is the nature of the game these days. Fisher running through midfield. We've seen him like this a couple of times tonight. Goes long inside the forward 50. Can the Saints take a mark almost at the back? Maguire lunging in there was Harley. Slapped it out. Egan falling to the ground. Keeps it going his way. In goes King in trouble. Rook taken down by Harvey. Plucked out of there by Thompson. Got out a chance. 25 metres out. Snaps the goal. Durham hold the presses.
Hey, if you switch to Amy, you're guaranteed to save at least $50 on your home and contents insurance.
Yeah.
Do you know whose face is on the $50 note?
No, I don't know.
Oh, is it Carolyn Chisholm?
No, I think she's on the 10.
Oh, is it the Queen?
I don't think so.
It's Amy.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, well, it should be. Amy is saving us at least $50. She should be on it.
Right.
I'm going to ring, switch my insurance. I'm going to suggest that.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Saints have kicked the last 3 goals. Margin back to 13 points. And they put King back in the middle of the Cats. Takeaway important here. Ackland. King wins it, but it's through the hands of Corey. Ball slipped through his fingers. Rook slipped through the tackle. Got the handball out. Del Santo chips it wide. Graham, well, they left it for each other. Too courteous. And they both got a possession in the end. Ackland to Graham. Already ran away from King with ease. Revolt's the target. Can he get a fly at it? No. It's up clear. Bartel. He just hacks it out of the area. A kick and hope. Montagna can't collect it. Left it for Tenace. Forced to tackle. Boundary line the sanctuary for Tenace. Couldn't find it. Ball. Look away handball was bad. Fisher under pressure. Corey. A Shepard on ball too high. Umpire said it was okay. Corey to Voss. Riccardi's there. Lenny Hayes slips. Playfair's got it. They've got him. Umpire says he'll have it.
Is that Fisher down in the outer wing?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he had his head over it. Well, he was going for the ball, Joel Corey.
Oh, I think he had. It wasn't one of those ones where it was a full-on frontal top of the head.
Ottens is there. Flicks it down behind. Rook into the path of Riccardi. In fact, it was Enright. Now the mark is taken by Playfair. He's about 40 metres out. Honours the lead from Kingsley. Slapped away by Hudson, who's been terrific. Falls to Ablett. Squeezes a kick between 2 defenders. Oh, it's touch and go right on the line. Baker touched it.
Where's this game been? We're going to get 10 minutes of fair dinkum action.
You're right, Durham. Chess, it's a great game. Thompson. And he's held up. And they're playing a bit just like horses, just 3 steps sideways and 1 forward, but they're motoring now. Fiora to Ball. Straight down the middle. He can keep going here. He can almost go the whole length. The captain chips it. Harvey, can he be the hero? Couldn't mark it. Kick towards Revolt. Go 2 to back. He's got it.
Couldn't get there, Ottens. Ottens has just changed with Stephen King on the bench. Stephen King would have been there otherwise, but he couldn't get from the bench to the goal square kick quick enough.
It's just staggering. Isn't it staggering? First time I've seen that, well, maybe second, where he's just been the only 2 players in shot.
Positioned himself beautifully.
It's almost a full house here at the Dome tonight, and this will raise the roof.
Oh. He's hit the post, has he?
Yes.
Oh, my Lord.
He's hit the inside of the post. The umpires will confer here. Milburn told to get out of it.
Ray Chamberlain, the umpire.
Oh, dear. Thank goodness. By Ryan.
And now Revolt's the villain. And the umpires were right.
Oh, what a slice.
Umpire Ryan came from a long way away. Meantime, here's Hunt kicking it up towards the wing. Corey's got it. Chapman peels off for him. Sprints hard. Chapman into the space. Hayes didn't get there in time. Long kick towards full forward as a result. Knocked down by Fisher, taken by Ablett. Slips into one at Kelly. Kelly hard against the boundary line. Moves it about 10 metres. Playfair couldn't get down in time. Tries to knock it forward. Ablett claimed by Fisher. Getting through his boss with some time. Clever. Gilsanto confronted by Kelly. He's a left footer. That sold him into trouble. Now Hodgson hasn't made a mistake all night until now. He puts it out of bounds on the full. I reckon the mark's about 10 metres closer to goal. Doesn't matter. The Cats move it quickly. Hunt's got it from Bartel. Comes across the top to Rook. Rook in the centre square. Gets a hand pass away. Nice. Runs to 50. Long bomb. This could be the knee tackler.
So I had one gentleman come in with a whole list of different things that he wanted. At the end he said, oh, have you got bread? You got everything else. Surely you've got bread.
4 litre spring flat plastic paint, only $14.50. Ozito 350mm electric chainsaw, $89. GMC 25cc petrol blower, $99. Steel step ladder, $39.90. Yates rose gun, just $7.32.
We do have a huge range.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
9 disposals this quarter for Kane Tenace, and what an important goal. And what a time for Revolt to redevelop the yips. Orton's in the ruck against Blake. Del Santo, and we'll get a secondary ball up.
Well done, boys. Well battled. Thanks,
Doc's on the boundary line, Doc.
Just Baker definitely with cramps. Dwayne started doing them about 1 minute into the last quarter, and he's been prone to have them off the ground getting some treatment.
Ball up. Nice palm down. Hayes has got it. Gets it in Graham's direction. It bounced unkindly for him. Steve Johnson hacks it wide, hoping for a bounce for Corey. Can't collect it. Bounce kindly for Voss. Loops the handball over the top. Does it stay in? You betcha. Blake runs to half forward. Revolt's down there. He might still be the hero. Can he get a fly at this? He's half held. Ball not clear. Tenace. Hero for the Cats, working both ends, and he finds Abbott on the wing. McWalter's got him. Bartel. They can set it up again. He goes wide. Play fair. Good fist by Fisher. Thumps it all the way across the boundary line, and we'll get a ball in. TJ.
Gary Goff having a spell on the bench.
Well, there's another example of it. The Saints allowed the Cats to have numbers. No mark to Revolt. It was 2-on-1, then just swept away by more numbers. It should still be in. They're forward 50.
Hodgson once more under pressure, slips a hand pass back to Del Santo. Del Santo at close quarters has got a Dick Cheney.
Got Lingy.
He got Lingy, he did indeed.
Because he winded him.
He's got him in the...
He's got the funny bone, hasn't he?
Where he got him, dude? Let me have a look.
Oh, into the rib cage. Rib tickler.
Kelly. Opportunity for Johnson. Knocked down by Ball. Johnson ties it up with Schwarz. The umpire calls for it. It's slipping away. 6.5 minutes to go. 76 plays 57. 19 points then. It was 23 at three-quarter time. Umpire Ryan it is. Is it bouncing it down? No, umpire Goldspink. Enright claimed. Fiora lost it. Well done by Ottens. Good tackle by Hodgson. Geez, fearless Hodgson is at the base of all of that. He hung on for grim death there. Not his fault they're behind at the moment. That's what's coming up for Geelong. A chance to get their season back on track. This will be their third victory and end a run of 4 consecutive losses if in fact they go on and get the 4 points. Down goes Riccardi.
No, Baker, who's done such a sterling job on Ablett, this is where he will be dangerous.
Yeah.
As we look at the Saints now with Carlton, the Kangaroos, Melbourne and Sydney. But just watch here.
King with the palm. They read it well though. Riccardi gets the handball out to Ling. Hasn't stopped all night. Corey, what was it, inside 50, cut off by Fisher. 19 points the margin, and we've ticked into time on final term. inside 6 minutes to full time. Bartel tucked up against the boundary line, kept it alive. Milburn chips it, and the mark taken by Enright, and he can hold it up. He says, I want to just take some time here. Let's get some seconds off the clock, make it even tougher for the Saints.
Just pops it over the man on the mark, and Milburn 20 metres further afield takes the mark, coming up for his 27th possession.
What they can do now, they're not going to run the clock down, but what they can do is take away for a minute or two the real urgency that St Kilda have found. Slow the tempo of the game down and make sure that the St Kilda bodies are just walking, the pulse rate is down, and they relax into this state.
Scarlett gets onto the spiral, sort of, inside the 50. Hayes missed it. Graham, who's tried very hard over the football. Riccardi dragged down by Hayes, advances the ball about 15 metres. Voss goes back, gathers, slips it wide. Fisher, he's tried his heart out too, but almost exhausted. Sends it wide. Goddard, shy of the wing. Ball has it. Running down towards half-forward Luke Ball. Well, Revolt didn't come. He's just pushing about 5 metres out with his hand raised above his head. There goes the kick from Fiora. It's through for a behind. I think there's got to be some conviction on the part of the leader if the man is bringing it down the ground, and there was no lead coming from Revolt there.
Now, you must draw the footy.
You have somewhere to lead.
Had plenty of space to lead to, yeah.
You can always put your knee into the back of the bloke who's standing out in front of you on the lead.
Milburn, he's just seen Stephen King come on the ground. Heads wide to Corey, who can go to King if he wants to. But he takes some more seconds off the clock. Now King. It was there for an eternity. 3 kicks the margin, 18 points, 4 minutes left. Chip kick King, makes it tough for Ling. Ablett will mop it up. Might take it to the boundary line. Tackled by Hayes. McWalter keeps it alive. Not a lot to go to. Comes inboard. Dangerous ball. Now Santo has to go. Big pack of cats. Chapman. Riccardi wants his left. Gets his left. Ablett's the target. He might be able to run onto this and keep going. Runs onto it. Caught. Steve Johnson. Try for Scarlett. Graham. Boundary line. Keeps it alive still. Voss. They've got no choice but to keep it alive, the Saints. He finds Lenny Hayes. 3.5 minutes remaining. Inboard. Nice ball. Ball. Didn't cleanly mark it. Knocked down. Tenace. Kicks it inside 50. Goes for the goal square. They can shut the book here. Steve Johnson. Can he kick the goal? It's all over. Shrugs a tackle. Handball's out. Gets Hunt. Still alive. Play fair. Half ridden. Fisher's got him. He's over it. Umpire might make it ball. Steve Johnson. Last roll of the dice. She's over.
Meet Richie, Gus, and Clark. 3 losers about to get even.
We're practicing.
You want the field? We'll play for us.
Time to meet your makers.
Makers of what? Poop. From the makers of Big Daddy. Sorry. The Benchwarmers. In cinemas now.
Race into Bob's annual stock take with tyres from a low $59, Yokohama from just $79, and red hot wheel and tyre packages from an amazing $699. Stock take catalogue out now.
Tyres are our life.
Guess what he was dropped for, Derm? Not giving it off.
Oh, really?
So do you praise him for kicking the winning goal?
Well, you say you don't have to give it, but make sure you kick the goal. So he saved himself.
He likes to challenge himself. I think that's the story.
His comeback to 3 has been great, though. I reckon tonight might even be a turning point for him, because everyone has said he's got the magic, and I'm not sure he looks as fit as perhaps he should be or could be, but he's been great tonight.
Well, he can't train a lot with those broken ankles from jumping that fence.
Ablett, Corey goes down towards half forward. Kingsley, he's had a terrible night. Del Santo gave it to Huxton. Runs up to midfield, goes to Harvey. Harvey pops it out wide. It hasn't been a fairy tale for Robert Harvey tonight. Here's Hayes kicking down towards half forward. Bartel, who's been very strong tonight.
He's played a good game as a defensive midfielder.
Oh, he's a beaut player. 23 possessions, Jimmy Bartel. Hunt.
The other good news for the Cats is that Kingsley, King and Harley all seem to have got through unscathed. Game under their belt.
Johnson at half-back, out wide. Egan, he's been pretty good too. He's actually competed one-on-one a few times tonight.
And James Kelly back, oh not back, but he's returned to form too. There's been a lot of ticks for the Cats tonight.
David Johnson holds it up at half-back. They can just gather a few possessions, the boys. They've got the 4 points wrapped up. Chip kick King. Rarely plays fit nowadays. Didn't get a chance to captain the Cats to their night grand final victory. He'll be happy to be back in action and back in form tonight.
He set the pattern of play tonight by his presence and where he positioned himself on the ground, Stephen King.
The way back to Matthew Scarlett. One of the 5 father sons in this Geelong list. Just chips it. And Tenace, one of the rare top 10 draft picks that the Cats have had over the last decade or so. He holds it up. 3rd season on the list now for Kane Tenace, so a bit expected of him. And he pops it wide. And Charlie Garber takes the mark on the wing. 82, plays 58. And even Bomber Thompson, his work is done.
And this has become very much part and parcel of AFL footy now, just eating up the clock. Enright's got it. I don't think we'll see this change. Now, what's happened up the ground, there's going to be a free kick to the Cats, so we get a bit of variation. Gilly's got the free kick. This game did break open early in the final term, due as much as anything else, I think, to fatigue. Generally don't buy into these arguments, but fatigue, I think, has to be a factor in AFL football. As the kick goes inside the forward 50, Harvey. It may well just be that the interchange gates is the accelerator. And they might have to go back to go forward. There's Goddard on the wing.
Limit the interchange, you think, Dennis?
Well, that's got to be it, I think. Somewhere, sometime. Harvey to Revolt. To make the players tired, because we saw what happened at the start of this term. I don't know if everyone agrees, but I can get on my soapbox with a second to go. I know I'm safe now. There's no right of reply for... Well, it might be for Dern.
Well, some would argue, Dennis, that fatigue tonight to the opposite, to the St Kilda ruckman, played a major role in the determination of this game.
Well, Revolt after the siren kicks the goal too little too late. And Geelong snap a 4-game losing streak. Well done to the Cats. They came with a plan. They implemented it. And they've come away with a victory. And St Kilda, with some soul-searching to do, their record slumps to 3 and 4. And they've got a long way to go, gentlemen.
They have indeed. In fact, really disappointing tonight. As equally as if you're a Geelong supporter, you'd be delighted because they just had to get a win and didn't really matter. We said through the course of the night, they can play ugly, they can bottle it up, they do what they have to do to get their victory. And that's what they did. So well done to the Geelong Footy Club, and that'll get them back on track.
Mr Harvey there saw his son play the game tonight, break the record for St Kilda of the most games played. And a wonderful player out there tonight was Paul Chapman, and he is with Tony Jones.
Thanks very much. Was that you doing it?
Yes, mate.
Good on you. Thanks for that. Well, good to hear that song again, isn't it?
Sure is. It's been a long time, so it's definitely really good to hear that song. And it's been a hard month for us, and you know we've dug ourselves a hole, and this is sort of a step to getting out of it.
Dennis was saying that you came with a plan tonight and you implemented it. What was that plan?
Just our 14 rules, our first 14 rules. You know, body line the ball, attack the opposition, use the ball well, and be attacking. And we've done that, and I think we've done it very well. And when we do it well, we win.
And I suppose as far as getting the season back on track, still a little bit of work to do?
Most definitely. It's just the start. So, you know, we knew, look, we trained well during the week, and, you know, Bomber said we look fresh and ready to go, and I think we played like that today.
And just one final one. Did Bomber also make mention of the fact Robert Harvey's milestone, and that would come into it?
No, not at all. No, he's a champion player, and, you know, we respect him very highly, and, look, we put a great player on him in Jared Rook, but that had nothing to do with it, no.
Yeah, stupid question. Righto, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Back in your box, Tone. Well done. I thought he was fantastic, Chapman. The St Kilda players trudge off. They would love to have celebrated. Well, you can say you would love to celebrate, but that'd be, I know Rob Harvey reasonably well, that'd be a touch embarrassing for him. He didn't have a great night himself, just the 13 touches, and the Saints have gone down, but take nothing away from the...
Jared Rook was
Yeah, he was.
He was typical of Geelong
very
tonight.
good player, Jack.
He's about 6'3", 191 centimetres, and he can really motor around. And he followed him around for most of the night. 6 possessions first half for Harvey, 7 in the second. And he would be a difficult player to go against, but he mirrored Geelong's fortunes tonight. Had a plan and stuck to it.
Stephen King, the big positives, King, Kingsley, Harley all get through. Thought King was superb.
Johnson's work.
Stephen Johnson back. James Kelly, who is a little bit shaky about whether he's going to be picked. He was really important. Kane Tenace's last quarter when the game, for the first time, might have looked a little bit shaky. He really stood up and...
It's the best quarter of footy I've seen him play. Best game I've seen him play.
Yeah, he's got some talent, so he's just got to start stringing them together. Henry Playfair, just important for them across half forward. No Cam Mooney, of course. And, well, I reckon Mark Thompson will just be a very, very happy man. I heard him, as I said, through the week talking, and he said he doesn't know, but he felt like there was a spark back at training through the week. They trained as well as they had, and I know that can sometimes be misleading, Derm, but he said that the voice was back and the spirit was up, and maybe they'd set themselves for something special. Tenace's 12 touches in the last quarter were great, as was the victory. A little bit of spirit, a little bit of meaning in the singing of that song. 4 weeks without a victory, of course. It's been a while. And tonight, here at the Telstra Dome, it is the Cats 12-10-82, 18-point victors over St Kilda, 9-10-64.
I'm Paul Chapman, and this is my Friday night.
Wide ball, Baker flies, Chapman marks, plays on, runs to 40, and snags it. Chapman peels off for him, sprints hard, Chapman into the space. Right behind the kick, the answering goal for the Cats. Gun barrel strike through Milburn to Chapman. He could snap this, he's not bad in this situation. He's got it. Well done.
Heat of a battle, tragedy, an all-new CSI like never before.
Which cop's a cop killer?
CSI at 8:30, then 9:30.
It's Horatio's blood.
You could be in big trouble. As of right now, I'm a private citizen.
I need you to tell me the truth, Horatio.
A brand new episode of CSI Miami on new season CSI Sunday from 8:30 on 9.
Folks, their #1 album's the perfect Mother's Day gift. It's Human Nature.
Human Nature, the Motown record, now available as a limited edition CD/DVD set. The perfect gift this Mother's Day.
Call Jim's Mowing on 131 546 and we'll not only mow your lawn, we'll also fertilise your garden. Call your local Jim for more than just mowing.
Can it get any better? Any more value? The NEC Verso P8100. Awesome performance made possible by Intel Centrino mobile technology and an Intel Pentium M processor. With 256 meg 3D video, DVD burner, fast 80 gig hard drive, 512 meg of RAM, internal subwoofer and 2-year warranty. This bargain's only $19.99. Try and find a better deal in Australia. Now at A&R, it just doesn't get any better.
People get quite excited about coming to Bunnings.
They can get everything in one location.
You name it, we've got it.
You don't want to spend a fortune, you don't have to. On the other hand, if you want the very best, that's here for you as well.
You know you're going to find the right thing you're looking for. Whether you're into paints or gardening or the tools.
You've got everything here.
Things that I didn't even know we carried.
You can get everything in one stop, except for chocolate, maybe ice cream.
Bunnings Warehouse! Lowest prices are just the beginning.
It was a typical evening when the Riches were off to the theatre.
Johnny only wears red pyjamas on a Thursday. And his cousins like 3 bedtime stories. They're all very picky.
Well, what about dinner?
It's all sorted.
Thank you.
KFC's new boneless variety meal.
You're in luck.
Juicy boneless fillets, crispy strips, nuggets and sides. Variety to please even the pickiest of eaters.
You're right. I am lucky.
KFC's boneless variety meal.
Inside a hotel is probably one of the safest places you could be.
If we lose a star because of this report, we have the shed star. And you lot are first on my list.
It's time to check out.
These guys are coming again.
But first, there's one final surprise. Hotel Babylon, the season final, Monday, 9:35 on 9.
And you ask me what I want this year, and I try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. 'Cause tonight's the night
Welcome back here to the Telstra Dome. It matters little what we think. Not one for the archives, but if you're a Geelong player or a supporter or a member of the coaching panel after 4 straight losses, it's the most beautiful victory of all. They have cleaned up St Kilda by 18 points. They led all night, 6 at quarter time, 15 at half time, 23 three-quarter time, and they were pushed a little bit in the last quarter, but they come away to a 3-goal victory.
You kick 12 goals and win by 3, eh? Paul Chapman, 3. Steve Johnson back in the side tonight. He was industrious on the forward line, finished with 3, and as you can see, a few singles as well. Nick Revolt, 3, but a costly miss late in the game, remained as singles. So Chapman, the star on the forward line, along with Steve Johnson.
He was indeed. Plenty of stars in the midfield as well. They just racked up getting plenty of possessions, and mentioned it during the course of the game that Cameron Ling got a massive heart and a massive engine, and he was great again. He's down the rooms with Tony Jones.
Cameron, it's been a while since you got to sing that song, and it was sung with a bit of gusto too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that felt much better. Yeah, a lot nicer singing the song after the game. The boys, just a fantastic effort by the boys. We've copped a bit over the last 4 weeks, and yeah, that one was very nice, very, very nice.
You have copped a bit. I know that you did an interview last Saturday after a Friday night loss, and you really copped a bit of stick, didn't you? So the pressure was mounting? Yeah,
I know that was all right. That was just Sammy staring up a little bit. That's fine. He's a passionate bloke and a passionate Geelong man, so I haven't got a problem with that. This win today was for all the boys who've worked very hard over the last 4 weeks, and to all the supporters who stuck by us. There are a few who didn't, but to the supporters who did, I know we always enjoy beating St Kilda, and that was very nice.
You probably only got a couple of days to enjoy it, then you got playing against Collingwood next Saturday night.
Yeah, they're playing some great footy at the moment, so it should be a great game next Saturday night. I'm looking forward to it. Any game against Collingwood's good, but we obviously need to get another win. One's not enough. We need to get really back on track, and they're obviously playing some great footy, so it should be a cracker of a game.
Now, what happened to you out there in the last quarter? You caught one of the guts, did you?
Yeah, I smothered the ball with my right in the middle of my guts. Got winded for a couple of seconds. It sort of hurt a bit. Knocked the wind out of me, but I'm all right.
All right, good on you, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
I think that's in Doc Larkin's book, right in the middle of the guts.
That's right, technical term. We love it when they get technical.
I think you mentioned somewhere through the last quarter, it just felt to me like Geelong were belting St Kilda, and then all of a sudden you might have mentioned 19 points, and then Nick Revolt had this shot for goal. 14 points behind they were at this stage. Had he kicked this, it's back to 8 points.
That's quite amazing too, because when he first came into, and it went down the other end, Geelong get the goal. When he first came into league football, Nick Revolt was a terrific kick at goal. I mean, his record, I think it took about 10, 15 games before he kicked it behind.
Yep, well...
he needs to go back to Cooperoo and get that guy out of the commercial.
He might head back there. Maybe Mark Thompson might have wanted to head to Cooperoo after 4 losses, but he thought they were back on track through the week, and he was proved right. He's down the rooms with Dermot Brereton.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, guys. Well, Bomber, that's... I've seen a smile on your face as you walked up.
Well, we did. We had to smile when you win. It's been a long time. We've been a month without one, and it's been pretty hard yards. So very, very relieved and very happy with the way the boys played tonight.
Who's your ruck coach?
Oh, we've got a big man's coach. He works. Barry Stone works with all the tall forwards and the ruckman as well.
Set up beautifully tonight. The tap-outs, the hit-outs to advantage gave you a real distinct advantage through the middle. The game, which was choked in the back half of both teams, it was the centre bounce breaks that really probably put the difference between the teams.
Well, they put a lot of work in it, and Andy Lovell's a midfield coach. He designed a lot of that stuff that we did tonight, and it's good. We had a good plan. Great to have Ottens and King in the side at the same time and just sharing the ruck responsibilities.
You struck on that line there. You said you had a good plan. It was obvious within the first 5 minutes what you were trying to do. Limit Fraser Gehrig to, you know, 1 or 2 kicks or maybe a couple of goals at best, choke their scoring potential and try and get it on the rebound bounce yourself. So, and your team adhered to it brilliantly.
Well, it's funny, you know, we haven't had that. It wasn't that different than other weeks, but tonight we just had our legs. For some reason, it's just our sharpness has been missing tonight. It started on Wednesday training. We trained superbly. We kicked the ball well. We run hard. We were running in between drills, and I thought, oh, I'm going to turn the corner. And tonight we had a plan. It wasn't much different, but they executed it really well tonight because they had their freshness and sharpness.
The mindset for Geelong was as strong as it perhaps wasn't on occasion for St Kilda. When Schwartz was running at goal and he was run down by Steve Johnson, we showed that he came from 100 metres away to lay the tackle. Maybe a little kick in the pants in the Magoos for a couple of weeks has highlighted that to him.
Well, yeah, it's a shame because we love Stevie Johnson, and unfortunately, yeah, he is talented, but he had no pre-season, come back in, couldn't get much of a kick, and was desperate for goals. And you know, he had a spell for a couple of weeks. He went down a big dark hole for a couple of weeks, and in the twos, and come back a different play. We're really happy with his game. He kicked goals, he chased, harassed, he gave a few off, set a few up, so couldn't be more pleased.
And another boy we haven't seen a great deal of, but had his best quarter of footy, and perhaps the best game I've seen him play was wrapped for him tonight, was Kane Tenay's 12 possessions last quarter.
Look, I thought his whole second half, we didn't have a great first half, but his second half was fantastic. You know, a lot of run, speed, and that goal was just a crucial goal for us. We were very, very happy coaching box when that one went through.
Absolutely. Now, I have to set myself up for a slap. I did make mention in the paper today that I thought you lacked pace through the midfield, but Tenay, he showed a bit of pace out wide, and Kelly getting the ball added a little bit of pace through the middle as well.
Yeah, we've got pace. Yeah, Kelly had his best game for a month also. So it was amazing how many guys had their best game for a month, and how they look sharp again. I was just so you always look a bit quicker when you're feeling good.
Mate, the cat's got his whiskers back.
He has. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Back to you guys.
Durham pulled those whiskers this morning. He got in first there, though.
He did get on the front foot. Yeah, I read the article. Always read Dermot stuff.
Can they win the premiership?
Well, that form's a fair way from it still, but at their very best, I mean, they're a legitimate chance. I don't think there's any doubt.
So winners tonight by 18 points. Let's go down again to the rooms. Tony Jones is with James Kelly.
Well, James, you had a few opponents out there. You didn't know who was going to be next.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. There was plenty of players coming back into our forward line. We just had to try to work it out and pick up who we could. So it was pretty tough, but I think we got through it.
It was a desperate game, this one, wasn't it, for Geelong, given the precarious situation you find yourself in?
Yeah, it really was. We had our backs against the wall all week, and through the media we're getting slammed a little bit, and we really wanted to come out this week and make amends.
Does that have an impact, does it, when the criticism mounts up?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You can't sort of, even if you don't read the papers or anything, you can't help it here, and supporters sort of let you know how you're going pretty quickly. So we just wanted to put all that behind us and start the game fresh this week.
What was Bomber saying to you at three-quarter time? It was a pretty spirited address, that one. It went on and on and on, and he just got louder and louder, and you all broke into applause at the end of it. What was he saying?
He just was saying that we need to go out and keep attacking the game and keep playing the footy we know we can, and back ourselves to win. So
you're copping a bit of sticky, right?
Yeah, copping a little bit of stick.
Oh, we're going to let you go then.
No worries, thanks, mate.
Thanks, James.
It's a pretty important player, James Kelly, and nice to see him back in a bit of touch for the Cats. Now, the Doc, he hasn't had the Geelong beanie out for the last 4 weeks, but all of a sudden he's got the scarf, the beanie and the mittens, and he's down in the Geelong room. Doc, Aaron Hamill, the big injury news, but nice to be back for the Cats.
Well, it is nice to be back, and as Bomber just said to me, he said he doesn't know where that intensity's gone, but he's glad it's back, and he just wants to carry it on now. So, yeah, it is nice to see them going. They would have been in trouble if they'd been 5-2, wouldn't they? But look, Aaron Hamill will be great concern for St Kilda, I would think. The big incident that occurred when he does a big crash into Steve Johnson, we see him hit the right knee into the hip of John. And if you watch closely, he actually lands on the ground on the right knee. It's definitely a posterior cruciate injury, Gary. They've confirmed that. Steve Johnson gets a badly corked hip out of it, but came up all right out of that. But look, Aaron Hamill, they're saying it's the same one he's done before, and I'm sure he's got a left posterior cruciate. This is a right posterior cruciate, so I'm hoping that they're wrong, but they may not be, of course, and certainly he doesn't want to have two knees that are sore, because Aaron Hamill's had enough trouble with injury. So, look, I expect he swelled up, I think, during the second half, and that's why I didn't get back out there, and expect him to be limited during the week. And if it's a true posterior cruciate, it can be a 6-week injury. So I guess I'll be watching to see how he comes up with that. I said Steve Johnson, the other injury out of that particular incident, came up all right and won't be too bad, just a bit of a corked hip. The other ones we saw was Sam Fisher with the blood rule, gets sent off, got a big split over the eye, and also went back with a headband on. I got another hit on the head in the match as well in the last quarter, but came out of that all right. And Lee Montagna, well, you said it was only a knee in the nose, I think one of you said, guys, but I reckon you know how much they hurt if you've had broken noses. I saw Dermot and Gary, you've had those, and he got a big split, probably a little crack in the nose, but they got him back out there on the ground, so he should be right. And just a special mention tonight, boys, to Barry Stoneham, who did the warm-up with the Geelong team, was out on the ground and then pinged a calf and had to sit on the bench and didn't get out in the fluoro yellows, had to hand them over to someone else to do the running for him. So I've given Barry Stoneham out for 3 to 4 weeks as well.
Good on you, Doc. Beautifully done down there.
Sounds like we're in a time warp. Stone him out for 3 or 4 weeks.
The fact that I didn't break my nose during my career, what's that tell you?
I did, actually. You can tell.
More than inside. Just quickly, we're going to take a break and then wrap up here. But Aaron Hamill's so important, I think, to this side, the way he plays. Sure. We saw him and Stephen Milne dropped for a side that only kicked 9 goals. I reckon those two players have been integral to some of their very big scoring days.
Well, especially if you're expecting the flood. I mean, if you're going to have the flood, then you need somebody to crumb, surely, because St Kilda seem only to have one way, and that's the high ball in, or honouring the lead from either Gehrig or Revolt.
Yeah, I thought it was a little unusual. But anyway, they'll have some questions to answer this week, I'm sure. Dwayne Russell's drawn the short straw. He's yet to go down to the Saints room. Not sure if Grant Thomas is talking or not, Dwayno.
He's definitely not talking to me, Gary. He's not talking to us, not talking to me, not talking to any of the media at the moment. You can see behind us the players are going through their warm down, and you can also see in the distance Aaron Hamill was against the wall, but he hasn't been walking around all that much, Aaron Hamill, and as the doc said, he does look in a bit of trouble, but they're just going through the warm down here. We'll see. I'll ask again if Grant Thomas can have a word to us shortly.
Good on you, Dwayno. Do your very best down there, if you wouldn't mind. Would be good to speak to Grant. We're going to take a break here at the Telstra Dome on a night that the Cats have got back on the winners list by 18 points over the Saints.
Dangerous stuff, really.
Torval and Dean's dancing on ice. Prehistoric park. Rome. Too twisted. Soon on 9.
Hey, if you switch to Amy, you're guaranteed to save at least $50 on your home and contents insurance.
Yeah.
Do you know whose face is on the $50 note?
No, I don't know.
Oh, is it Carolyn Chisholm?
No, I think she's on the 10.
Oh, is it the Queen?
I don't think so.
It's Amy.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, well, it should be. Amy is saving us at least $50. She should be on it.
Right.
I'm going to ring, switch my insurance. I'm going to suggest that.
Lucky you're with Amy.
It's the Logies Collector's Edition of TV Week, and the stars are celebrating with a souvenir glamour photo shoot and a bonus pull-out cover. Inside, Logies' hottest celebrities reveal all their secrets. Also, a bumper Aussie TV Where Are They Now special. Revisit some of your all-time favourite stars. Plus a hot home and away cast poster. And brand new Talkback TV Week, with cash and prizes to be won for reader stories and pics. So if you're into TV, get into TV Week. On sale now.
Survivor's most dominant player ever, and they don't like it.
We're going to take him out.
If you haven't seen him,
Harry, win immunity!
he's the ultimate Survivor machine. New Survivor, Tuesday 7:30 on 9.
Big city, big secrets.
You can tell me. No, I can't.
That is spooky.
9's new season, CSI New York, Tuesday, 9:30.
It's a secret.
It just wasn't meant to be for Robert Harvey on the night that he broke the record held by his good mate Nathan Burke. 324 games. The Saints went down to Geelong by 18 points. Nick Revolt kicked 3 for the Saints. Paul Chapman was a star for the Cats, as was Stevie Johnson. He also kicked 3 goals. Low-scoring affair from these two teams. The Saints usually prolific here under the roof of the Telstra Dome, but not to be tonight, then.
Check your votes now, Gary.
You look a bit flustered.
No, I'm fine so far. Yep. I would think the high score will be 7, and there you go. You weren't enchanted by the game. I tipped this. Darren Milburn, a terrific effort. 27 possessions across half-back and pushing up the ground. Paul Chapman, 26 possessions, gets 7 as well. And a ruckman in your votes. You will kick yourself.
Pained me, I will. I won't sleep tonight, but he was very good.
He was very good. And Steve Johnson, 3 goals.
Now, that was also for his work and his general attitude. Cameron Ling very stiff there. Now, Den, I just want to say that the great Dermott has just come back from the Geelong rooms. Very excited they are down there. And he ran into one Cameron Mooney. Now, he said to Derm, thanks for trying to... Thank you and Gary, he said. Thanks for sticking up for me last week. But tell Dennis Cometti when I see him, I am going to belt the suitcase out of him. So there, that man there with the hair.
He's a kidder, isn't he? Was he kidding?
Derm, was he kidding?
Deadly.
He's not
well, I was misquoted. I just want to sort of... I was misquoted on the tape. I hope you fall off that chair. I was misquoted on the tape and taken out of context by you, Cameron.
Snarled up he has, Big Cam, and that way...
I said to Derm...
No, you did not. You
I said to Derm, leave with me, Derm, and can you take him? And he said no. Well, I'm damn sure I can't.
There's a story in itself. What are we doing here? Let's have a look at the AFL ladder. And, well... The Cats, you can see that they needed it in a big way. 1 win at this stage and a very even season means, back here, Dennis, please, an enormous amount. They've actually got themselves up over the top of St Kilda, but obviously huge games coming up, Collingwood, West Coast. Let's have a look at them in actual fact. Round 7 continues, of course, tomorrow. Yeah. And one underway. Who we got then? The Demons and the Dockers. I know, you're flustered.
Yes, and Jeffrey Farmer going for goal number 400. That's not a bad effort, is it?
Got a good
against
record.
His old team.
The Dockers against the Demons.
So, the Tigers in Sydney. It'll be an interesting game too. Sydney getting back on track, aren't they?
They are, and you can't string your words together.
That's right.
Hawthorn take on Brisbane up at Carrara, home game for the Hawks. No Ackermanis and no Lepich, both been dropped. You'd reckon they are flying. They're on the bottom of the ladder, the Lions. West Coast Collingwood spoke about that. That is going to be a beauty. Then it takes us through until Sunday.
And the Western Bulldogs back in Adelaide. That's the second time in 3 weeks. That'll be an interesting game. Hard to pick the winner of that one. Port Adelaide, very erratic so far this season.
Carlton take on Essendon. That is a battle at the, the opposite end of the ladder that they have been for a long time. So much at stake. And Kangaroos in Adelaide, we've got to tell you, for our Adelaide viewers, that'll be live at 2:30 Adelaide time. So the Kangas and the Crows live into Adelaide, 2:30 Adelaide time. That'll be an interesting contest as well.
Can I say I'm enjoying this? I'd like to go on till about 1 o'clock until the car park clears.
This is Luke Ball down the rooms now. He works himself to... Now, we shouldn't laugh at that. I mean, he's had some massive problems around the pubic area, the groin and the adductor muscle, which is on the inside of the leg.
Isn't he? He's an agony.
That is actually, that is quite unbelievable, to be honest. Works himself to near exhaustion every single time, and let's hope he's okay, because goodness knows they need him.
And that sums up St Kilda's night, really, doesn't it? Ending in that fashion.
It does indeed. They have Got some work to do, and they are going to be the subject of some questions, I would think, tomorrow when the Talkback Radio cranks up. You, out that door. I'm not going anywhere near you tonight. Hopefully you'll be back with us next Friday. Tonight it was the Cats back on the winners list by 18 points. Hope you've enjoyed the evening, and good night.
Good night.
Friday Night Football, a presentation of Nine's wide world of sports.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season.